Greetings, everyone, and welcome to me trying to close the volume controls and then say welcome to Saturday Night InSaNiTy, the best podcast on the internet. Yeah, podcast, baby. The Saturday Night InSaNiTy podcast.
That is definitely a podcast.
Totally.
It is not anything other than a
podcast.
Has the podcast started yet, guys?
The podcast has started. We're doing the podcast now.
I'm so excited to start the podcast.
Welcome
it's a great podcast.
to the podcast.
Fuck you, it's a podcast.
Welcome to Snip.
Let's look this up on the internet, shall we? What is a podcast? An explanation in plain English. Here we are. So, this is, okay, so, a podcast is an audio program just like talk radio, but you subscribe to it on your smartphone and listen to it whenever you like. Now, that is the traditional, original definition of a podcast.
Oh, fuck.
Now, with the question, are podcasts audio or video? Most podcasts today are audio only, even though video podcasts do exist, such as the internationally renowned podcast that's been running since 2013 entitled Saturday Night InSaNiTy. It's right there in the article. Podcasting has really grown.
Unbelievable. This guy says
Really?
he's a Star Wars fan, but he doesn't.
Interrupt me when I'm poning trolls.
How can you call yourself a real Star Wars fan if you don't have the original Ewok movie?
Thank you. Podcasting has really grown out of a need for background content. Shut the fuck up, fireworks! I'm talking. That means something that can entertain you, educate you, or inspire you in the background of other boring or rote activities. For example, one of the most common ways people listen is in the car. You can't watch video there, of course, so audio content is great. In the same way, podcasts are great for listening at the gym, while you're mowing the lawn, or on your journey to work. Any moment of wasted time can be a moment for audio. Now here's the thing. While this is a video podcast, a lot of people listen rather than watch. They just put us on in the background and let our soothing, droning voices lull them to sleep. So, open your minds a little bit, people. A podcast is basically a talk show. That's it. And just like how you could, in the old days, subscribe to an audio podcast through an RSS feed, likewise, you can subscribe to a podcast through YouTube. There's a Saturday Night InSaNiTy playlist to which every single episode is added as it airs. And you can subscribe to the playlist and only listen to Saturday Night InSaNiTy for days, months, probably years by this point. But, yeah. I don't even know how many episodes are on there. I just keep adding to it every week. But there's a lot. There's a lot. And there's some episodes on there that aren't in the main thing as well. So it's worth your while to check out the Saturday Night InSaNiTy podcast playlist. Because podcast, we also do a pre-show podcast before the podcast. So you can hear all the pre-show podcasts on the playlist of the podcasts, in addition to the main podcasts on the playlist of podcasts. So there you go.
How many times do you say podcast in one sentence?
So podcast. So, you know, it's not just that one little definition of, it's an audio show that you subscribe to through an RSS feed. Who the fuck uses RSS feeds right now except IT nerds? Come on. This is 2020. There's a lot of different types of podcasts out there. It can be video, it can be audio, it can be fucking semaphore code. Doesn't matter. You're talking words on the internet and people can listen. And there you go. Hope that clears it up for any stupid fuckholes who are still confused. Anyway, how's everybody doing this week?
Doing okay.
Okay, good.
Doing all right.
Yeah,
Doing fine until tonight with the fireworks.
Oh.
But, you know, I'm trying not to flinch while I'm on camera.
Here, I guess we had Canada Day or something on the 1st. That's kind of our 4th of July. And I guess there was fire. We don't get a lot of fireworks in my neighborhood. Most of it is confined to the downtown area, like where the harbor is. They do like a big fireworks thing there. Or I don't know if maybe they pushed it to the weekend. I haven't heard any, but mind you, I've had the headphones on a lot and have been playing video games and stuff like that.
Other nonsense.
Stewie Ones asks pre-show. Yes, sometimes we start the show early before the show actually starts, and we do a little pre-show where we talk about other geeky things. All of those are on YouTube. They're also here on Twitch. There's a playlist here on Twitch. Just go to the playlist and look up the pre-show. Some of them are only a half hour long. Some of them are like 2 hours long, so it's like a whole extra show you get that week.
Yeah, these fuckers like to ramble.
We ramble a lot.
Shut up.
And we talk about very similar things to what we talk about on the main show, just, you know, topics that don't necessarily fit into that week's selection of main show topics. Just kind of random stuff from the week, you know, things we
sometimes
watched
we'll talk about old news that we're updating on, or just
whatever springs to mind. So yeah. Well, we don't do that every week, 007. Sometimes, no, this is not the pre-show. It would say pre-show in the stream description. This is not the pre-show. The regular show is supposed to start at 9. We very rarely start it right at 9. But
because of him, to be fair.
That's the, it's all my fault.
Not always, just usually.
Usually,
sometimes it's mine.
Only 90% of the time. Come on.
Yeah, sometimes it's my fault. I'm going to be honest.
That's right. Occasionally.
I've held it a few times.
So anyway, yeah. So no, if it is the pre-show, we'll make it very clear that that's what it is. But no, this is the main show. So, yeah. No worries, 007. You've missed literally nothing. We read the definition of what is a podcast from the internet.
We harassed the guy who thinks it's not a podcast. Tell him that it's a podcast. It's totally a podcast.
Absolutely a podcast. I hope he makes yet another sock puppet account just so he can scream, "It's not a podcast!" again, like the big loser that he is. That'll be fun. That will make me laugh and laugh and laugh.
You'll even screenshot it.
And I'll screenshot it and I'll share it with everybody, and we'll all laugh at him for his wrongness and closed-mindedness as to what defines a podcast.
If you say something really fucking hellaciously awful, or something really offensive, definitely screenshot it and talk about your ass.
Oh my god, yeah. You will be the person that we talk about and say, you know, silly things about behind your back.
Who can't control their issues. We're talking about
no, of course not.
Being a troll,
We're talking about people who are just being assholes. Yeah. We make fun of the assholes all the time. So if you're an asshole, rest assured, we have made fun of you behind your back mercilessly.
He thinks it's a podcast.
And you...
It's not a podcast.
You are an endless source of amusement and entertainment for us. So you think you're poning us with your comments, but you really aren't.
Us mad?
You're just
not.
You're not getting us mad at all. You're making us laugh our asses off at your stupidity.
We're laughing because you wasted your time deciding to try to be mean to us. When you could have done something constructive in your life.
You don't understand that That doesn't work with us. We've been around the block like probably for longer than you've been alive. So
I have been bullied every day of my life since junior high. You're not gonna phase me, bro.
Yeah, exactly. The
other thing you have to understand, everything you've ever said to me, every awful thing you've ever said to me, I've definitely already said to myself. So whatever, dude.
Yeah, whatever you think, however you think you can insult us, understand self-loathing. Like, we can insult ourselves far better than any external influence could.
Way more eloquent with the insults.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a master at insulting myself. Nobody can make me cry like me.
Our level.
Self-loathing. Yes.
Self-loathing. Yeah. Oh, incoming stream gifts from Major Motoko. I'm assuming Steam.
Man.
Oh, it is. You said Steam. I said stream. Never mind.
Spoils you.
I know he does. I'm so spoiled.
Kind of jealous.
Spoils me rotten. But then you get to watch me fail dismally at all the wonderful games he sends me.
What if Major Motoko is a fake account and Sean is just gifting these games to himself?
You caught me. I'm just sending things to myself. Thanks, other person. Let's see what we got here. So we got a pile of stuff from Major Matogi. He sent me some stuff earlier. I think it's the Steam summer sale right now, so everything's like dirt cheap, and that's when he just kind of goes crazy and goes through my wish list, and it's like, okay, I'll get him this and this and this and this and this and this and this.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
So we got the Assassin's Creed Liberation HD bonus pack, which is the HD remaster version of Assassin's Creed Liberation. He got me a bunch of the other Assassin's Creeds as well. That's one I've been looking to upgrade because I have the PS3 versions, but I want to get the PC versions for the stream so they, look prettier and whatnot. And they're very nice looking games too, so why not see them in all their glory, right? So you got me Assassin's Creed Liberation. Awesome. And, we were talking about this. Homefront the Revolution. He gifted me Homefront on PC, which I have on PS3, and I did a playthrough of years ago. It's one where basically Korea invades the U.S., and it's kind of like...
that game.
Yeah,
it's glitchy shit.
It's kind of like a Red Dawn type thing. I don't recall that one being particularly glitchy, was it? I thought it was... Alright, anyway. I don't remember. I just remember it being really good. But, so anyway, they did Homefront the Revolution, which is kind of a sequel / reimagining a few years later. And I've never played that one, so he sent that one as well. He sent a message that says, have fun with being an assassin as well as very long JRPGs that source material was long thought to be destroyed. Oh, so that's be the next one, I guess, here, which is... Hey, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. Nice. Awesome. He sent the PC version of Final Fantasy VII, the original, not the new one, the original Final Fantasy VII, a little while ago. So, yeah, pretty cool. I've never actually played Final Fantasy VIII very much. I've played a good chunk of Final Fantasy VII, and it's very good, very fun. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll jump into some of those classic JRPGs at some point. Definitely fill up many, many hours of stream time. Thank you so much, Major Motoko. That's awesome, dude. Yes, and we'll also play Metal Gear Solid at some point, JL. I've been promising that one for a long time, but we'll do that at some point. Cloud looked better when he was related to Popeye. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah.
The little overworld sprites of like the giant.
That looks better when
the sort of blocktastic.
That looks better when he has boobs.
What is it? Iceman was saying Homefront was written by John Milius, which is pretty cool. Famous
That's cool.
Author.
Yeah, the writing wasn't the problem. There was some glitchiness with the AI. The AI was really dumb at times.
Was it? I don't remember, but it's been a long time since I played it. But I remember us being quite impressed with the the acting in it. There was a scene you commented on, Stoud, in Homefront. I remember where it was where you have kind of like a group of characters that you play as, and there was a part where they found basically a mass grave of people, like Americans that have been killed, and one guy like just lost it when he saw that. He was like, "What the hell is this?" And it was like a slow build of his rage at what he was seeing, and it was just so beautifully, passionately acted. And I remember you, Stout, commenting on like, we took a break, I think, after that scene, and you're just like, wow, that one guy's acting in that part was just perfect. Like, it was he so perfectly encapsulated the raw emotion of it, and just the horror at what he was seeing. So people were complaining that this game was nothing but war porn. Whatever. People will always find a reason to complain. Isn't that like every war game? Like
every shooter game.
Yeah.
Fucking war porn.
Yeah. Also, listen to what's happening outside right now. What do you think that is? What do you think fireworks are?
For those watching this and didn't notice the date, it's the 4th of July today on Saturday. So, of course, fireworks up the yin-yang for the gang down south here. So, yeah, been hearing quite a lot from... heard some from Garbage Gamer earlier when we were just starting, but it seems to have died down. Stout is still, you know, in more or less early evening time, like me.
Yep.
So people are still going
The sun
nuts.
just went down, so...
The sun went down.
It's already
It's prime time.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Okay, well, I guess we should probably start with the news. We got a good chunk of stuff from this week, thanks to our resident New York news hound, Raptor Rivera. Thank you very much for collecting together the news yet again for us this week, dude. We really appreciate all that you do. And stay safe over in New York land. I understand things are a little crazy there right now.
Strafe.
Trailers. So we got some new trailers. Official trailer for the HBO Max original film, An American Pickle, premiering August 6th. He spelled it 6ST. August 6th. An immigrant worker, played by Seth Rogen, falls into a vat of pickles and is brined for 100 years. The brine preserves him perfectly, and when he emerges in present-day Brooklyn, he finds that he hasn't aged a day. He then finds his lone surviving relative, a great-grandson, also played by Seth Rogen. Raptor's note, so basically the pilot to Futurama, but with Seth Rogen and pickles. Cool. That sounds good. I like Seth Rogen. I know a lot of people shit on him, but I think he's funny. I like him.
Check that out.
Yeah. Official teaser for the teaser trailer for the and there's nuclear bombs going off just outside Stoud's window apparently. Official teaser trailer for the biographical film Respect. The film will depict Aretha Franklin, portrayed by Grammy and Oscar winner Jennifer Hudson, as she sings in her father's church choir as a child and grows up to become an international musical superstar and legend. Excellent. Good. I knew we'd be getting some kind of biopic about her soon. So, hope it's good. Official trailer for the Netflix documentary The Speed Cubers, premiering July 29th. Discover the special bond and uncommon competitive spirit shared by the world's Rubik's Cube solving record breakers in this documentary. Interesting. Official trailer for the animated series Kids See Ghosts. The series chronicles the adventures of Kanye Bear, voiced by musical artist Kanye West, and Kid Fox, voiced by musical artist Kid Cudi. Okay, cool. And I'm guessing they see ghosts in it. Official trailer for the horror film Amulet. An ex-soldier living homeless in London is offered a place to stay at a decaying house inhabited by a young woman and her dying mother.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Okay, I am doing the news. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm dealing with fireworks.
Yes.
I'm glad it's great.
Yeah. As he starts to fall for her, he cannot ignore his suspicion that something sinister is going on. Okay.
I'm calling it shit a ghost.
It's probably a ghost. It's a ghost. You're falling in love with a ghost.
He's a ghost. He kissed a ghost.
You totally banged a ghost.
Lucky bastard.
There are ghosts involved somehow, and maybe the chupacabra. I don't know.
Chupacabra. It's always that damn chupacabra.
I might kiss a chupacabra too. I mean, that's like one of a kind creature.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I love you for your uniqueness.
I definitely would kiss Mothman.
Mothman. Official trailer for the crime drama The Tax Collector. A tax collector played by real actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf for a crime lord.
That's the full name now. He changed it.
For a crime lord finds his family's safety compromised when his boss's old rival shows up in L.A. and upends his business. Written and directed by David Ayer, whose previous works include Training Day, End of Watch, Fury, etc. Training Day was really good.
Okay.
I liked Training Day.
Training Day's great.
Yeah. Official trailer for the National Geographic documentary Rebuilding Paradise. The community of Paradise, California, a town in the Sierra Nevada foothills, attempts to rebuild after the devastating wildfires of 2018. Directed by Ron Howard. Sold. Love anything by Ron Howard.
Yes.
Huh?
I said yes.
Yes. Official trailer for the official trailer for the direct-to-video animated feature Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo. Sold.
If it's based on the same.
It's got Elvira and Bill Nye.
Well, hold on. This is probably all in the news item. Scooby, Shaggy, and the rest of the gang must save their favorite sweet holiday when the neighborhood pumpkin patch is infected by toxic ooze, creating high-flying jack-o'-lanterns and a king-sized pumpkin leader squashing everything in its path. It's up to Scooby-Doo and the gang as they team up with their pals Bill Nye, the Science Guy, and Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, voiced by Bill Nye and Cassandra Peterson, respectively.
Nice.
Produced, written, and directed by Maxwell Adams, the creator of the classic Cartoon Network series The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh.
Well,
Nice.
holy shit, like sold 4 times over for that.
It looks really good, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely sold on that.
My
Trailer was great.
entire comedic existence through my latter years of high school were Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I watched a bit of it. I mean, it's a little after my time, but I did watch a bit of it in repeats, and I thought it was pretty funny.
I was not into it.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. Yeah.
It was all right. I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it, but I would, watch it if it was on occasionally.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it, but when it's on, I would be like, oh, cool.
Yeah, it's like, this is pretty good. Movie TV news. Nickelodeon Animation will be teaming with Point Grey Pictures, a production house owned by James Weaver, Evan Goldberg, and Seth Rogen, to reboot the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the big screen. The film will be CG animated by Jeff Rowe, director of the upcoming animated film Connected, helming the picture with Brendan O'Brien, screenwriter of Neighbors and Neighbors 2, writing the script. Cool. Well, I look forward to seeing what they come up with.
Yes. Just be glad it isn't being done by Platinum Dunes, okay?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for not doing it, Platinum Dunes.
Not Michael Bay, it's Seth Rogen.
And then Seth Rogen, I can
Michael
see...
Bay is the only person at Platinum Dunes, all right?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
totally is. Just him alone in an office, ruining franchises.
Not the other people involved at all, no.
Platinum Bay.
Platinum Bay.
Platinum
Bay
Bay.
Dunes.
Bay
Michael
Dunes.
Dunes? Yeah, anyway. But Seth Rogen, I mean, he's very much like my generation, and I could totally see him having grown up being a huge fan of the franchise and wanting to do it justice. I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know that this is true, but I would be surprised if it wasn't.
If I recall correctly, I think he actually played a role of like a villain in the 2012 series. I can't remember which one it is.
Maybe.
But I think he played a role.
Let's look it up, shall we?
Okay.
Hold on a second. I'm checking the infallible source that is the internet.
So
Yes. Well, you had, what's his face? John Heder as Napoleon the Frog. Doing it as the voice of Napoleon Dynamite, which is amazing.
Napoleon the Frog is played by Napoleon Dynamite. It's amazing.
It was 2012. Mutane.
That show is so good. It's...
I know. Can we get Blu-rays of it, please? I want
no
Blu-rays
interest
of
in
it.
Napoleon Dynamite. Ugh.
Huh? Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I greatly dislike it.
Why? It's a wonderful movie. All right, whatever. I love it. I mean, I showed it to Rose. She loved it. But everybody I know loves it. Except you. No. All right. Is there a reason?
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. It's a long discussion.
Oh.
And I don't want to feel like I'm defending my fucking point, so no.
Jason Biggs did play Leonardo at first.
Not in the mood to argue about it.
I wasn't proposing an argument. I'm just genuinely curious. That's all, because most people like it.
Pretty crappy shit, and then he got fired. Essentially. So
what? I couldn't hear you. Jim Carrey was yelling at me.
Jason Biggs did play Leonardo for like the first season or two.
Uh-huh.
And then he got replaced after he said some stupid shit and got,
canceled.
Essentially canceled.
Try to suggest Leonardo should fuck a pie.
No.
Lord.
Actually,
but honestly, what he said was fairly tame. It was just that it's like, okay, dude, you're playing a cartoon character right now.
He was in 40.
Probably shouldn't be saying this kind of stuff.
He was in 44 episodes, so almost 2 seasons. Jason Biggs. I'm just looking at the cast list here. I don't see Seth Rogen mentioned here. So
okay.
There was Seth Green, who played Leonardo. I guess after Jason
Seth
Biggs.
Green, yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
That's Seth Green, not Seth Rogen.
The other Seth.
I thought Seth Rogen was wrong, and I couldn't remember who it was. And then he said Seth Green, I'm like, yes, that's who it was.
All right.
Seth Green. I remember this news.
And of course,
Seth Green taking that role.
Sean Astin as. I have a tinfoil hat. I am all about the conspiracies. Yep. Moon landing was fake. Earth is flat.
That's crazy.
Chemicals are turning the frogs gay. And
turning the frogs gay.
And it's all Obama's fault.
Chemtrails.
Whatever it is. Chemtrails, yeah.
Oh, and the moon is a projection.
And the moon is a projection, yeah.
Earth is flat. Earth is flat. Earth is flat.
Earth is flat. Yeah, so Sean Astin, wonderful as Raphael in that. I've seen like the first half season of it, I think. Rob Paulson, who of course played Raphael in the 80s cartoon, came back and did the voice of Donatello, which was...
And he was so good as Donatello.
He was great.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Kevin...
I love that show, actually. It was really good. I saw probably 2 episodes worth.
You had Kevin Michael Richardson as the voice of the Shredder. You know, it's good. Clancy Brown as Razor. Always down for some Clancy Brown. So yeah, anyway, good.
And then Roseanne played in the character.
Oh hey, Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman, who voiced, I believe, Donatello in the '90s movie, came back and played Slash for a bunch of episodes. That's pretty cool. Yeah, great cast in that. Need to see that. Anyway,
it's really good.
Where are we here? Here we are. Elizabeth Banks will play Ms. Frizzle in the live-action hybrid adaptation of the beloved books and 90s animated series, The Magic School Bus. No directors or writers are attached to the project at this time. Okay, cool.
There's no information about who Elizabeth Banks is. Okay.
Okay. Well, she's going to be Miss Frizzle, apparently.
Cool.
But, yeah, the recent animated reboot of that was actually really good. Rosie watched a bit of that, and she liked it. She'd seen a lot of the original episodes. They would watch them at school. They actually showed them at school, which is cool. It's cool. Cool at school.
Cool for school.
In the wake of Creed 2's success, Sylvester Stallone confirmed via his Instagram that he is working on a director's cut of Rocky IV. Interesting. I wonder what the differences will be. Jason Momoa, DCU's Aquaman, will loan his voice to the iconic Frosty the Snowman in a live-action adaptation of the classic animated picture. The film is set to be written by David Berenbaum, who wrote the Christmas classic 2003's Elf. Excellent. Loved Elf.
I'm just picturing a really, really tattooed, buff Frosty the Snowman.
Bearded, yeah. Yeah. MTV Studios is set to reboot the 2002 one-season wonder that is Clone High. I'm so happy to hear this. Holy shit. Can we please get a new Mission Hill as well? Please, please, please. Original series creators Phil Lord, Chris Miller, and Bill Lawrence are set to re-team with Erica Ravinoya, who was a writer on the original series and will serve as a showrunner on the new one, as well as co-write the pilot with Lord and Miller. Like the original, the new Clone High will follow prominent historical figures who have been cloned and placed back in high school, including Abraham Lincoln, Cleopatra, Joan of Arc, John F. Kennedy, and more, as they face the trials and tribulations of normal teenage life. Yeah, the original series was just brilliantly funny. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And glad to hear it's coming back. Oh, this is actually pretty cool news, too. Speaking of MTV and reviving shows, the beloved Beavis and Butthead series is also coming back, with creator Mike Judge returning as the show's central driving force and will write, produce, and provide voices for both of the iconic characters for 2 more seasons and plans for additional spin-offs and specials. In the new incarnation, Beavis and Butthead will enter a whole new Gen Z world, with meta themes that are said to be relatable to both new fans who may be unfamiliar with the original series and old. This is the second time the series has been brought back to life, the first being in 2011. Now, the 2011 series is basically more of the same. It was just, you know, they were still teenagers, still idiots, still razzing things.
And don't forget the very first episode of the 2011 series.
Yes. Was that where they were trying to become werewolves?
No, that was the people actually started taking the cornholio thing as like a religion.
Oh, well, okay.
And he ended up at the airport, and everyone was like donating like toilet paper while he's like standing on a podium.
That's great. So apparently this one is going to be Beavis and Butthead are actually grown up and have teenagers of their own. And so it's, you know,
that's different.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure they're still just as dumb,
procreated. That's kind of scary.
Big dumbasses as yeah, exactly. They actually.
It feels like maybe they didn't, and that's going to be part of the joke.
They actually did it. They did it.
That they were believing that they did it, but they didn't.
They actually didn't. It's just like, yeah, something horrible.
Who are these kids then? Well, you know.
Oh, you remember in the movie? They meet their dads and don't realize it's their dads, but it's obviously their dads. Yeah.
The fart scene.
Yes.
Fire.
So yeah, it's probably going to be something akin to that, but in series form. So yeah, I mean, I look forward to it. I trust Mike Judge and his creative, genius. So I look forward to seeing it for sure. I need to get the DVD sets of the original show that they put out. They released all that they possibly could, with a few things not there because of the music rights, like the music video.
What's hilarious is when I was a kid, I was not allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, really?
But I was allowed to watch the movie.
Okay. Well, that one's even worse, like in terms of like
it was.
Like
I said, as
the humor
as I
and
got
stuff.
older, I've obviously gone back and I haven't watched all of it. But
I mean,
the
movie's brilliant. I'm not saying the movie's bad. I'm saying worse in terms of the raunchiness of the humor. You know.
Yeah, and they've never seen Beavis and Butthead Do America. It's just, oh my god.
It's so funny. I've watched that movie so many times. I actually saw it in theaters. A friend of mine, actually Jason, who I always talk about in the video letters. I kept trying to tell him about, how, dude, you gotta check out Beavis and Butthead. It's like, but it looks so stupid. And it's like, yeah, but it's like subversively stupid. Like as you watch it, you realize the genius behind the stupidity. And he was like, well, okay, so I basically convinced him to go see the movie. So we went to see the movie, and I hadn't seen it. He hadn't seen it. So we went to see the movie, and he just died laughing through the whole thing. Like, just absolutely could not stop laughing. So after that, started binging all the episodes of the show and everything, and he became a huge fan.
Rob Zombie did the drug trip sequence in that movie.
That's right, yeah, when they're in the desert.
And it also
animated it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers rendition of the song Love Roller Coaster.
Yes.
Yep.
I love that one.
Arguably now the more famous version.
It probably, it
Yeah.
is. And
Definitely a lot more.
Listen to the original one versus this one.
Yeah.
This one is so much more fun to listen to.
Night and day.
It's very different, yeah. Yeah, so definitely looking forward to that. Also, looking forward to this. Amazon Studios have signed a deal to adapt a television series based on the popular Fallout video game series. In Fallout, the harshness of the wasteland is set against the previous generation's utopian idea of a better world through nuclear energy. It is serious in tone, yet sprinkled with moments of ironic humor and B-movie nuclear fantasies. Jonathan Nolan and Lisa J., the creators of HBO's Westworld series, will develop the program. Oh, holy shit, yes.
You want to hear some irony?
So much yes.
That that thumbs up character that they have for the icon?
Yes.
For that was an ironic piece of corporate iconography that became a real corporate piece of iconography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it started out as a joke, and it became real.
Now,
as how crazy
the
is
thumb
that?
up. Are you talking about the Pit Boy?
No, the thumbs up guy. Is that who his name?
Fallout Boy.
The Fallout Boy.
Yeah.
Or the Pip.
Yeah, that guy.
But
sure.
or no, Vault. I guess it's Vault Boy.
Like
Vault Boy.
Joke.
Yeah.
It started out as a joke of like Bob's Big Boy type thing, you know, like a corporate mascot like idea, and then it became the fucking corporate mascot of Bethesda.
And supposedly the idea. Yes. Supposedly the idea behind the thumb, you may notice he has like one eye closed, is you put your thumb out in front of you, and if the mushroom cloud is entirely covered by your thumb, then that means you're at a safe distance away from the nuclear explosion.
So glad there's someone out there
is blowing your direction.
That reference.
Well,
I've
the propaganda doesn't tell you that part.
Yeah. The fallout from the wind might get you.
I love the Fallout series. I've played all the way from the original games up to... I haven't played 76. I refuse to play 76. But, honestly, Sean, you're the only person that I've ever seen actually mention that reference.
Really?
Yeah. And I've seen videos about, like, deep lore and stuff like that. People thinking they know every little damn thing about this game.
And they don't mention that.
He's a boomer after all.
They didn't even
about
that one.
I don't even remember where I heard about that, but it was somewhat real. It was within the past year, I think, was when I first heard about that. I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense, because that fits in with all the nuclear safety propaganda
and what's funny is
stuff.
You don't even know anything about Fallout to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any documentary that you see about, nuclear testing or about the nuclear age or something like that mentions that.
Yeah.
It's
weird. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Sorry, I had to go calm my cat down. So,
that's okay.
She was like freaking out.
Oh,
so
I know.
That's why I ran off suddenly.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean,
animals
especially, like fireworks are very stressful for them because they don't know what the hell's going on. Just scary loud noises. Really?
She's so happy right now.
Jill.
She's so happy right now.
Thank you.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Loud noises.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
you.
There's a really powerful picture. Every year, this picture floats around on Facebook.
Which
and
one?
It's the picture of the dog and the cat or whatever, like hanging down underneath a window.
Oh,
and there's a soldier down there also.
Yeah.
And it says be more considerate and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
So.
Oh, for the PTSD. Yeah, I get it.
Post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Because that's going to be, for sure.
We
think of
know
that.
that there are people out there that are doing this in honor of them, but at the same time,
could be triggering for them.
It's triggering. It's a big trigger for a lot of them. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Carrying on, back to happy, fun news time. Netflix is bringing Hamish Steele's horror comedy graphic novels Dead Endia to the small screen, adapting the tales in the form of a 2D animated series. Steele will serve as showrunner of the upcoming series. The animated series follows 4 friends as they balance jobs at an amusement park's haunted house with battling the totally real supernatural forces that dwell within it. Sold. That sounds totally like a show I would be into, yeah. I love
those. So basically Scooby-Doo then.
I loved those, like, amusement park haunted houses as a kid. They were like what I most looked forward to. Oh, I know, but that was part of the fun. They were just so
Oh yeah.
wonderful and cheesy, and lived for them. It was one of my childhood dreams to ultimately own and run one of those. Maybe I will still do that someday. The series will premiere sometime in 2021. So.
Yeah, sure.
You don't think
You
will?
expect the world to be a lot around? I mean, good lord.
Wow, okay. Dark.
We're all sliding down the hill.
That's all right. Well, hey, being an animated series, they can do it with social distancing. You know?
It's not the fall that kills you; it's the sudden stop at the bottom.
That's right.
Right.
Viacom CBS teen brand Awesomeness. Wow, what an awesome, what a not 21st century name for a brand. Anyway, is developing a horror comedy series titled Myrrh, and is described as a splashy horror comedy about martini-swigging, man-eating mermaids on Martha's Vineyard. The series explores a young woman grappling with newfound power and female metamorphosis through the point of view of a marginalized townie-turned-killer mermaid. The satirical horror comedy unpacks feminist themes through the eyes of a girl who must live with the dual demands of her bleeding heart and a sudden urge to eat people.
I like it. I like that a lot.
Sold.
Actually sounds pretty funny. I really want to help you, but I also really want to eat you.
I hear that, and I'm like, if this is not played by Aubrey Plaza, then I'm.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
That would be perfect.
So amazing. Laura Prepon, who's famous for roles on Netflix's Orange is the New Black and That 70s Show, will direct the project. Nice.
Oh, that's neat.
Eric Kripke, showrunner of the Amazon Prime series The Boys. He was also the creator of Heroes.
Supernatural. Supernatural also.
Oh, is Supernatural? Okay, yeah.
I think he did both those, yeah.
Did he do? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah.
Confirmed this week that he is currently in talks with actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan to join the cast for season 3. Season 2
he's
is
only been in, like, everything he's ever done.
I know, he's awesome. Season 2 is set to premiere on September 4th. Excellent. Shoot 'em up action video game My Friend Pedro is getting the TV series treatment. The game will become an R-rated half-hour dramedy series written and executive produced by John Wick co-creator Derek Kolstad. My Friend Pedro tells the story of a man's turbulent battle through a criminal underworld at the behest of a sentient banana named Pedro.
Yep.
Okay.
When you said that they were doing a series based off My Friend Pedro,
I was
Awesome.
like, are you serious?
Yep.
Does everything need a fucking TV show? For fuck's sake.
Well, with all the streaming services that just keep coming out of the frickin' woodwork, yes, it
They
does.
need content.
They need
Meanwhile,
content.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I want movies.
if it
I want
Um,
you
movies.
think it was crazy enough, it's, by the way, people, My Friend Pedro is a Devolver Digital game.
Yeah.
This is good news. I still have to watch the first 10, but in renewal news, Curb Your Enthusiasm has been renewed for an 11th season, while Lucifer has been renewed for a 6th and final season. So there you go.
Oh.
So Curb Your Enthusiasm is coming back. And wow, that was like
It's like some
really loud
walking
clap.
around.
Like, well, yeah, like
I
a
swear I didn't just
clap
fart.
in like a big empty warehouse.
Giant ass cheek clap.
All right, and finally, Hamilton.
Just farted out.
Finally, Hamilton, the recording of the widely acclaimed Broadway musical hit. Disney. Oh yeah, the widely acclaimed Broadway musical hit Disney Plus this week. I was reading it as musical hit. Musical hit.
that.
Musical hit Disney Plus this week. Yeah. So yeah, we talked about that last week. I think features the entire original Broadway cast,
Except for 2 characters.
except for 2 characters. Oh, okay, I did not know that, but that's pretty cool. The main guy who plays Hamilton is in it. That much I know.
Yeah, it's 2 female cast members. They got like early on in the run, they stepped down. I think someone on Twitter was talking about it.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I don't know all the details.
All right.
Someone knows. Someone out there can tell you. I don't know the details. I'm not. God.
Holy Moses!
No,
It's a
fucking
war
weekend.
zone.
We go on all night.
All right. And we'll just quickly.
Oh,
There's one item of comic book news. Just quickly do that, and then we'll pass it over to garbage for the Gaming news. Comic book news. Marvel Comics announced Thursday that it has landed the rights to publish new stories set in the Alien Predator and Alien vs. Predator universes next year. Well, no surprise there, considering Disney owns all that now, and Disney
Feels
owns
so
Marvel.
bad for Dark Horse Comics, though. They keep getting fucked.
They lost Star Wars. Now they lost all of those. And
they lost Terminator a while ago and RoboCop. And, I mean,
it just, honestly, it just looks like they're just trying to phase them out and it's pissing me off.
Well, at least as far as those licenses, but I mean that was their big thing for a long time.
Comic books, but the few comic books I do own, like.
Well, in Dark Horse, here's the thing:
Dark Horse.
Like Dark Horse can't even publish reprints of them. Like Marvel bought everything, so Marvel publishes reprints of the old Dark Horse stuff.
Yeah.
Stupid.
You know,
it's so bad for them. They feel this is
same with. So it's like they can't make any money.
I think
off their own
Dark Horse
stuff
gets a
anymore.
cut. I think they.
I'm
get
sure.
A cut
I'm sure they get a cut. Yeah.
It's
But
pitting from what they used to make.
I was gonna say it's nothing compared to if they did it themselves.
So like because with Star Wars they've been doing epic collections of all the old Dark Horse stuff.
Waiting for them to get Dark Empire. That's coming out. It's probably next year. They're going out in a specific order.
They're doing because I have the audio adaptations of Dark Empires, Dark Empire 2, and Empire's End.
It'll contain Dark Empire 2, Empire's End, and it'll contain another. There's it's kind of like a speculated thing, like one other miniseries and a couple one shots, and then that'll be the whole thing.
Sweet.
All in chronological order, of course.
Oh, absolutely. No, that's what I would definitely like to get because I've always enjoyed the audio.
Thrawn trilogy.
Thrawn trilogy. I really want to get the ones of the original Marvel ones from the 70s and 80s because those were just.
Oh, those are out.
Yes,
they're pretty cheap too. Go to eBay.
There's
really cheap on eBay.
I think there's 1 or 2 more volumes to go.
It's like what?
I'm guessing
110 with that?
Disney is evil. Is that why?
Will you please stop saying that?
110 issues?
Hold on a second. Thank you. It was 107 issues.
That's close.
And there was a few annuals, so I don't remember how many annuals they did. But
watch, it's 111 total things. That's what I fucking remember.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Well, they did. Oh, hold on. They did. There's at least a couple of annuals. They did 107 main issues. Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back were adapted as a part of the main run. Then, for some reason, Return of the Jedi they did as a separate 4-issue miniseries.
Money.
Don't know
they
why.
wanted to sell 2 Star Wars issues that month.
More, yeah. The also the Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back adaptations were 6 issues, and contained some additional material that wasn't in the movies. And then Return of the Jedi was 4, and it was kind of a truncated version of the movie story. So weird. Really cool adaptations, though. I always liked them. The Empire and Return of the Jedi ones especially had like really, really good artwork in them. Like they looked like their movie counterparts, which is something you didn't see a lot with the adaptations back then. They always seemed to be kind of off.
Because there's licensed things, probably.
Well, or just the artist couldn't draw them exactly the same.
That's true.
But I remember those ones in particular were really good. I actually have a big Treasury edition of the Empire Strikes Back adaptation. It's been a prized possession since my youth.
Yeah, Treasury editions can be quite rare, so
they're so nice. Now they basically have, like, I guess the artist's editions is kind of the equivalent of those nowadays. But
no, dude, those are even better though, because it's got like full size unshrunk art. So it's like you're getting the original. It's like bigger than the Treasury.
Yeah, like the Treasury was as close as you could get to that for a long time.
Until these.
But
I'd love to get some artist editions. There's some really nice ones out there.
And thank you for the bits, by the way, Major Matoga. Sorry, I missed it because I was looking at the news, and also Great Red Shark. I totally missed that. Thank you very much, and for all the bonus emotes for everybody. If it was, are they even doing emotes right now? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, no, there's. Oh, I got one. Hold on. There. I got an emote. What I got? What is it? It is the Pride Uwu. It's a cute little bee. It's a cute little bee.
Yeah, I got one too. I got Pride Paint.
Just
excellent.
Want the stupid fireworks to stop.
I know. They will. They will. Let us distract you.
Gave me a panic attack earlier because they started setting off these large ones outside my window. My whole wall was rattling.
Oh, God.
and I was under my desk,
Freaking
freaking out.
earthquake. Yeah. Oh, so what were we saying here? Oh yeah, we went off on a tangent about Dark Horse RIP. Setting the so Alien vs Predator, setting the stage for a new era in both franchises and laying the groundwork.
I don't want a new era. That old era was great.
I know.
It never ended.
In both franchises and laying the groundwork for some very intriguing potential crossovers. Oh, please don't.
Don't give a shit
Please
about what
don't.
Disney's doing with any of the product. I've not had any give a shit when it comes to like the comics, the books. I don't give a fuck about any of that. None of it. It's all hollow. Like it's like there was this beautiful world built, and they just went no. Like, well, get fucked.
What?
Your new world sucks.
Yeah, but crossovers.
Yeah. Can have Wolverine versus Alien versus Predator versus Star Wars.
Star Trek
versus
Star Wars
Muppets.
crossover finally.
No, they don't own Star Trek. Star Trek is Paramount.
But IDW could do it. They've done stuff with IDW.
Oh, that's
so, like,
true.
IDW,
That's true.
that's what I'm saying.
They have a good working relationship there.
Son of a bitch.
Versus Star Trek versus Ghostbusters versus
And
Ninja
yes,
Turtles
if it was Star Trek versus Star Wars, I'd
versus
probably buy that
Gem.
crossover. God damn it.
versus Transformers.
It's like the childhood want. You always wanted that as a kid. You always wanted that.
Very.
Would the
That's my
Enterprise be able to
thoughts.
defeat the Death Star? Who knows? Let's find out.
I don't know.
I don't know why. I just picture the Death Star showing up in the Enterprise, and it's going. The Death Star just goes. Nothing left. Like a one of those where it's just like an ash cloud of the shape of the Enterprise.
Okay, so finishing this paragraph finally. Marvel did not immediately reveal the creative teams for the upcoming stories, but the publisher noted in a press release that the new comics will be building on decades of multimedia storytelling from each franchise, including the films, games, novels, and perhaps even previously published comic books starring the Xenomorph and the Predator. Okay, just give us collected editions of the old stuff and I'll be happy. I'll buy those. That's where you'll get my money. Okay, so video game news. What's on the screen this week, Eric? Figuratively speaking, but not literally. Because I ask you about your literal screen when you do the pickups.
Yes.
Or you can talk about that if you want. We can change it. You want to change it?
We can save it and...
Okay. There's something mysterious and unknown on the screen over there, which we'll discuss later. And welcome back, Skinslip.
I'm back.
Okay, so video game news.
Video games.
What do we got here?
I think there was a few things this week.
There were.
I heard
first one here.
Oh, Jesus. Everyone else has anxiety from fireworks. You got to make sure I have some anxiety too. I see how this works. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for the heart attack.
And it's like,
Carrying on.
Freak out, I look over the chat and I know exactly what I'm reading. It's like, oh, and there it is.
Yep. That damn knock.
The first one here, there was an interview done by Arcade 1-Up's marketing director, David. His name is McIntosh.
McIntosh. Okay.
He did an interview with comicbook.com about their Big Buck Hunter arcade cabinet, stating that it's running on the Sinden light gun technology, which I've mentioned several times in the past, which is that amazing Kickstarter that's also running on the Polymega and the upcoming Polymega. And yeah, apparently it's running on this Big Buck Hunter cabinet. And he was quoted saying that some people love Big Buck, some people don't really mind it, but the technology itself opens the door for all shooter genre games for us.
Exactly, yeah.
So if you're not a fan of Big Buck Hunter, maybe you're a fan of other games that use light gun technology.
Space gun.
He goes on to say light gun games have been a staple for arcades for many decades now.
Oh yeah.
With some classic titles including Area 51, House of the Dead, Time Crisis, and countless others.
Space gun.
Because while McIntosh wouldn't specify the names in the works, he did confirm that fans should stay tuned for future announcements.
Such as Space Gun. Awesome. Not that I could ever afford one of those arcade one-up cabinets anyway, but it would just be nice to know that Space Gun's getting some love.
Yes. So that was kind of an interesting article to read. They go on to talk about, their future with pinball also, and their partnership with Zen Studios and Star Wars and all that fun shit. Okay. Next one here is Sony is considering an acquisition of Leu Gaming Firm, which owns Splash Damage, which is known for Batman Arkham Origins and the Halo Master Chief Collection, and Digital Extremes, going all the way back to owning the original Unreal Tournament, and the BioShock franchise.
Oh, interesting.
So there's no other news about it yet. They're just in the talks. There's a couple other companies that are eyeing them as well. So that's a little interesting.
Yes.
So the fact that Sony at one point could own the Halo Master Chief Collection. It's kind of...
Well, yeah, that'd be kind of funny, actually, considering... Yeah, I get
Sony has some kind of hand in Microsoft's, bread and butter.
You know what that reminds me of? When we started seeing Sonic the Hedgehog on Nintendo consoles.
Yep. I kind of seeing a similar future there, where we might see multi-platform Halo games, or Uncharted end up on the Xbox Series X or something. Kind of weird, but we got another gameplay trailer for a PS5 title.
Ooh.
Called Recompile. It is a 3D Metroidvania style game, and it's all about pretty much your character. Kind of reminds me of when you first start playing the game Rez, how your character is just very simple pixels and that kind of stuff, and you slowly form into something more cohesive as the game goes on.
Okay, that's interesting.
And it kind of parodies the idea of a visualization of how hacking works.
Of how what works? All I hear was fireworks.
Of how computer hacking works.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
So, let's see. The next one, the news here. The company Toys for Bob, people working on Crash Bandicoot 4, have confirmed that they will not include microtransactions in their game. And that the totally tubular skin that they announced that it's going to be in the game will be included in the digital versions of the game as well. So
very nice.
Taking a pretty strong stance on the no microtransactions thing.
Good. I am completely okay with this.
Yeah, so am I. Let's see the next bit here. I own this game. I've shown it off in a pickup actually just fairly recently. PS4 titled Dreams.
Yeah.
Getting an update on July 22nd, adding PlayStation VR support.
Okay.
They had a bit of a gameplay trailer showing, the capabilities of that, all the way from, full-on VR hand presence experiences to, the kind of you're like a overlord kind of character, and you're manipulating things almost like a Rube Goldberg machine.
Neat. Yeah, I haven't tried Dreams yet. Rosie played the demo of it, and she really liked it a lot. I've seen some videos of other things that people have done with it, like games that they've made or games based on other games that they made or what have you, and it just seems really versatile and interesting as far as all the different types of games you can make with it and share with people.
It's a very powerful tool, actually. Yeah. The kind of tools they give you is kind of insane.
Yeah.
So
I have to check it out at some point.
Yeah, it definitely plays very heavy to the creative mindset, but there's enough right now to do. It's like waiting a year or so into Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
And being dumped into all the user created content that has existed for the last year.
Yeah.
We're kind of at that point now, so there's a lot of great stuff in that.
Yeah.
This next announcement trailer, I'm kind of on the fence about. I mean, I love the look of it, and I love the idea, and I'm so glad that they're doing it. But I'm really hoping that it's not just a mobile game, and that is Metal Slug Code J.
Ooh, new Metal Slug game.
It is a full-on HD 3D remaster of the very first Metal Slug.
Neat. That's cool.
2D side-scrolling, none of this 3D bullshit. It is a shot-for-shot remake of the original Metal Slug, all 3D, everything.
Oh, 3D graphics. Yeah, I didn't play a ton of the originals. I played them, I think mostly on a Neo Geo emulator, but great running gun jump shoot games.
Yeah. So definitely, I'm really like I said. Really, it's a to be determined title.
Yeah.
There's not even any date for it yet.
No.
But I really, really hope that they decide to push it to other platforms as well. Because the trailer they showed, how I figured out it was a mobile title, is they showed the trailer of it being played, and it had the screen controls.
Oh, okay.
Around, like you would see on a cell phone.
Major Motoko says apparently it has been announced for consoles and mobile, so it's apparently going to be both.
Okay, yeah, the trailer I watched didn't have any platforms for it, so.
Oh, okay. So it might have just been showing the mobile version.
To be determined.
But
so the next one here is a game that's I've actually played it on the PC, and it's been out for a little while now. It made some loops in the YouTube world.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game called Superliminal.
Okay.
And it's the PS4 on July 7th. That's the announcement. And this is it's called a perspective puzzle game, where the whole idea of like things, it's really hard to explain. It's all about perspective. So if you like pick up an object, and you know how when you look at something up close, it looks really big compared to the things behind it.
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, it's like if you pick up something and like lift it up in the air, and then drop it.
Yeah.
It'll still be way far away, but like 10 times bigger.
Oh.
It grow and shrink and
Right.
change based off like you can't trust your own perspective.
Right.
Your own things. So if you need something to be bigger,
Yeah.
you just pick it up and lift it up in the air, and it grows.
Yeah.
It keeps
So
growing.
it's like based on how you perceive it
Yeah.
affects the actual size of the object. Yeah.
Size of the object.
I've seen some like sort of optical illusion short videos and stuff like that before. So it's interesting that they made a game based around that idea. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and this is like it's on PC. I've played it, and yeah, it really fucks with your head.
Yeah.
You know, it's really hard to wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it would definitely mess with your brain trying to figure out, okay, wait a minute, is this actually as big as it looks, or does it just look that way? Ah!
Or it's just like the idea of like picking up a table and then walking towards the wall and having like the table never actually touch the wall until it's like this big.
Yeah.
Then it goes ding, and like fuck, and then you drop it and it becomes like a table this big.
Yeah.
And you were literally just holding it like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like it's just
That's like there was an old Doctor Who episode where he was trying to explain to one of his companions how the TARDIS can be bigger on the inside and the outside. So he has two boxes. One is a big box, one is a small box. And he says, okay, so look at these two boxes. Which one is bigger? And then she points to the one that's bigger. It's like, okay. So now, I put the, he takes the bigger box and leaves it there, but then brings the smaller box forward and says, okay, now which one is bigger? And she says, well, still that one. It's like, yes, but this one looks bigger, and that one looks smaller. So the trick is to get that inside this, but still have them be the same distance apart.
Yeah, that's
but
pretty
also
much
here and the same distance apart at the same time, so that it'll fit inside. She's like, well, that's ridiculous. It's like, yes, it is.
Yeah, so imagine an entire game based around that concept.
Yes, that's what it
Like,
sounds
you
like.
need this thing that obviously won't fit into this to fit into this, but keep them the same distance apart.
Yeah. So it's like they made a whole game based around that one scene.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's called volumetric size. Forced perspective.
It's dimensionally transcendental. That's what they call it. Yeah.
Last bit of news here. This one kind of. The only reason I'm reporting on it is because it's kind of funny and somewhat awesome at the same time.
Yay.
A top-down. I think it's top-down 2D action game is being this summer called Shakedown. Shakedown Hawaii is what it is, and it is coming to 2 platforms I didn't expect it to be coming to. The Wii and the Wii U.
Okay.
This summer. Those are the only platforms that's coming out on, and it's the original.
What?
is getting a new game in 2020 this summer, along with an HD version for the Wii U.
Bet you're wishing you hadn't got rid of your Wii U now.
Yeah.
So just take with that what you will, I guess.
I never get rid of old consoles ever since I regretfully got rid of my Sega Genesis and Sega CD, in which I never had. I just keep them. There will come a day when you.
I know now.
There will come a day when you want to play that old console again, and will regret your decision to get rid of it.
Yeah, being, 7 years old, 6 years old, or whatever back then, with the NES, the SNES, and the Genesis, and all that.
Yeah.
The idea of keeping the systems to play them when you're much older isn't exactly a thought that goes through.
Well, maybe not when you're 7, but I mean, I got rid of mine when I was like in my 20s. And I was just like, I wish I hadn't done that.
Yeah.
Yes, we could have watched me play Sega CD games on Twitch. I mean, I do have emulators now, so I could play them through an emulator, so it's not impossible.
Right.
So I do have a chunk of Sega CD games for that, because we have yet to get re-releases of any of them.
No, except for what was it? Night Trap.
Well,
not Sewer Shark.
Well, yeah, but those are remasters. They're not like the Sega versions. They're updated, better. I mean, they're vastly superior editions of them. But
what was the other one?
For nostalgia's sake, it'd be nice to be able to play the old Sega version sometimes too.
Double Switch.
Double Switch, yeah, with Corey Haim.
Yes.
Yeah, both very similar games. I'm hoping that and Corpse Killer we got as well. I'm hoping that the same people bring us an update of Sewer Shark. I really want a remastered Sewer Shark.
Yes, we need him to be calling us dog meat and high definition.
That's right. Shoot the tubes, dog meat.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know why we're doing this? 1 million pounds of tube steak.
That's right. That's all you got to deliver today, hot shot. I pretty much memorized every line in that game. I played it so much. I just love the fact that your co-pilot was constantly chastising you through the entire thing. It was such a refreshing change from the typical sort of candy-coated tutorials that you got in video games. He's like, he was just constantly yelling at you. Like, even if you did well, he would like kind of backhandedly compliment you for doing well. And yeah.
Yeah, and then he would you keep upgrading your call sign.
Oh, that's right.
It would always just be something horrible.
Something else. It was like you started off as dog meat, and then you do well, so he upgrades you to rat breath. And then the last two were actually pretty good call signs. You got the next one was exterminator, and then the last one was beach bum.
Yeah, because that was the whole point of the game. Is you were trying to reach the surface.
If you got like a certain amount of tube steak, meaning if you exterminated a certain volume of vermin, you would be allowed to retire to Solar City, which was like this beach place, the only nice place left on all of Earth. The rest of Earth was just an apocalyptic wasteland.
It was probably a lie too.
Yeah, and it was it was absolutely a lie. Yeah, because you get your
big memories of it.
You get your 1 million pounds.
As far as I got.
You got up to
as far as
exterminator.
exterminator. Yeah. I
But
owned it
there's-
as a kid. I've never beat it though.
There's like conspiracies and mysteries and stuff going on. It's great. And your boss slash nemesis is played by wonderful character actor Robert Costanzo. He's a name you might not recognize, but you'd absolutely recognize him. He was in like everything in the 80s and 90s.
Oh yeah, he was your typical slobby fat guy in a business suit that would like eat
Yeah.
buckets of chicken. That's all, and he's just like
he's constantly eating something disgusting.
Yeah, I remember that.
Or even if it wasn't something disgusting, he'd find a way to make it disgusting in how he was eating it.
Oh yeah, kind of like the
Great character. I love him.
fat guy from Monty Python and Being Alive.
Oh god, he wasn't quite that bad. You know,
Well, I mean, but it is the same idea of just making every single thing that you put in his mouth just the most disgusting thing you've ever
oh
seen.
yes, for sure. Excellent. So is that it for gaming news?
Yeah, that was all I was able to muster up.
Well, that's some pretty cool stuff coming out this week. Thank you, Eric, for your efforts as our resident gaming news hound.
Yeah.
So shall we? So anybody got pickups this week?
Yeah, I got a few.
Yeah.
Got 2. Skinslip has 2. How many you got, Stoud?
6.
6. Garbage Gamer?
I have 3.
3. And I have 4. So there you go. Yay, we all have pickups this week. All right, well, let's go around the clock here. Let's start.
Oh, do we want to do the obits?
Oh, right. People died this week. I guess we should cover that.
Wow. Rude.
Actually, we lost some real big ones this week. We lost Hugh Downs, co-host of 2020 with Barbara Walters for many, many years. American radio and television broadcaster, announcer, television host, news anchor, TV producer, author, game show host, and music composer with an over 6-decade-long career from 1945 to 2007. I remember him most from 2020. A regular television presence from the mid-1940s until the late 1990s. He had several successful roles on morning television, primetime television, and late-night television. Downs served as an announcer and sidekick for Tonight, starring Jack Parr from 1957 to 1962, co-host of the NBC News program Today from 1962 to 1971, host of the Concentration Game Show from 1958 to 1969, and anchor of the ABC News magazine 2020 from 1978 to 1999. Downs made it to the ripe old age of 99. That's awesome.
Nice.
What an amazing career he had. Holy shit. I had no idea he'd done that much stuff. Oh, yeah.
I'd always known about Hugh Downs. Like, for me, it was 2020. It was
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
With Barbara Walters.
That's when I was, before I went to
Oh,
bed.
I remember from him from honestly.
Yeah.
You know, hearing the clock.
Yep.
You know, from 60 Minutes, then
Oh,
it would
60
click over
minutes.
to 2020.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, welcome to 2020. I'm Hugh Downs. So, yeah.
I'm Barbara Walters, and I'm Hugh Downs.
One
And
of
this
you was
is
hung like an elf.
2020.
I don't know why it's a Family Guy joke. They're all laying in bed. And he goes, Barbara Walters just goes, and one of you is hung like an elf.
We also lost Danny Hicks, American character actor with a 32-year career from 1987 to 2019. His first acting role is probably what people best know him from, playing Jake from the widely acclaimed horror comedy Evil Dead 2. From there, Hicks went on to star in a number of cult films, including Darkman, Maniac Cop, My Name is Bruce, and other Sam Raimi projects such as Spider-Man 2 and Oz the Great and Powerful. We lost Killer Tim Brooks, American professional wrestler with a 28-year career from 1969 to 1997. He competed in North American regional promotions, including the National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA, Pacific Northwest Wrestling, PNW, World Wrestling Council, WWC, World Class Championship Wrestling, the WCCW, and Southwest Championship Wrestling, SWCW, during the 1970s and 1980s. After retiring, Brooks would then go on to train one of the best wrestlers of the current generation, Keith Lee, as well as be inducted into the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2020. There you go. Then we also lost Earl Cameron, Bermuda-born British actor with an over 6-decade career between 1951 and 2013. He was one of the first black actors to break the color bar in the United Kingdom. With his appearance in 1951's Pool of London, Cameron became one of the first black actors to take up a starring role in a British film. He also had appearances in many 1960s British science fiction programs, including Doctor Who, The Prisoner, The Andromeda Breakthrough, as well as the James Bond film Thunderball. Yeah, I remember he was in a couple of the classic series stories, as well as one of the recent new series stories as well. So he's been in like the entire history of Doctor Who. Earl made it to the ripe old age of 102. Way to go! That's awesome. Johnny Mandel, American composer and arranger of popular songs, film, music, and jazz, with a career spanning over 8 decades, from 1938 until 2020. He scored the theme songs for such films as 1964's The Americanization of Emily, 1965's The Sandpiper, 1980's Caddyshack, and 1982's The Verdict, to name a few. What people will remember him most would be his jarringly serene Suicide is Painless, which became the theme of both the 1970s film and television series of MASH. Mandel made it to the ripe old age of 94. There's a lot of people who had like incredibly long careers and long lives.
You know, it's sad these people are dying, but you know, at least they're dying at ripe old age.
Well, yeah, of old age, essentially. Yeah. And then finally, we lost an absolute legend this week, Carl Reiner. Legendary American actor, comedian, director, screenwriter, and author whose career spans 75 years from 1945 to 2020. Reiner formed a comedy duo with Mel Brooks in The 2,000-Year-Old Man and acted in films such as 1963's It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, 1966's The Russians Are Coming, and the Ocean's film series, 2001 to 2007. He co-wrote and directed some of Steve Martin's first and most successful films, including 1979's The Jerk, and also directed comedies such as 1970's Where's Papa, 1977's Oh God, and 1984's All of Me. All of Me is brilliant, by the way. Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin, where there's some kind of weird hoodoo voodoo thing that goes on where Lily Tomlin ends up occupying, like her mind ends up occupying half, like the right half, I think, of Steve Martin's body. So just a testament to Steve Martin's physical comedy ability. He's walking like literally half as a man and half as a woman. And the two halves are very distinct from each other. Like, just brilliant physical comedian. And then with Lily Tomlin as basically the voice of the other half of his consciousness as they're dueling with each other is just freaking hilarious. Really needs a Blu-ray release. He was also the patriarch of the Reiner family, which includes his son and fellow filmmaking great Rob Reiner. Carl made it to the ripe age of 98. And there you go. And that is all the news that is fit to geek this week. Yeah, we definitely lost some greats this week. Holy shit.
Carl Reiner will be missed.
Definitely.
But again, at least they all had a long life.
They had long lives and very, very good, lengthy, fantastic careers.
Yep.
Okay, well, Stoud, did you want to go first?
Okay.
Hold on a sec. Let me just turn my picture off here. There we go. All right.
Okay.
You have the floor, Mr. Explodey Boom Boom.
I got The Contractor and The Fan double feature from Mill Creek on Blu-ray.
Oh, that's
primarily for The Fan.
Okay.
I didn't know that was Mill Creek.
Because I remember and enjoyed The Fan.
Okay, that's not... You guys are talking about The Fan earlier. That's not The Fan that I was thinking of.
No, the one you're thinking of is Eckhart Der Fan from 1982, a different movie.
It's about like
dealing with obsession.
An obsessive fan. Okay, yeah.
Still obsessive fan, just a better movie.
So,
I knew you'd know the one I was talking about, Skinslip.
Yeah, Der Fan is amazing. That's way better than that one.
I really want to see that one. Looks great.
Wesley Snipes plays a baseball player, and Robert De Niro plays a fan who's obsessed with him.
Okay.
And fucking stalks him and he's a creeper, and he fucking threatens to kill him at one point. It's really fucking weird and creepy and fucked up, right?
Excellent.
But that's why I like it, because it's just like, ugh. You think, well, that's just a Hollywood trope or whatever. It's a Hollywood thing. It happens in Hollywood movies. But
It happens.
that's happening a lot recently in reality.
Yeah.
Eckhart Schmidt's fan is about a girl who obsesses about a pop star.
Right. Okay.
This is a Tony
that's
Scott film, by the way. Tony Scott.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, okay.
He was a good director.
Love Tony Scott. I really want to get. I need to get.
Go ahead.
I need to get. I was just going to say. I really want to get Crimson Tide on Blu-ray.
I didn't always like all his movies.
I like
I
that
didn't
one.
like Domino, but I liked enough. I liked a good chunk of them.
Crimson Tide's good.
And
Really
then
got the same
I
way.
got a Sony.
Sorry, Steph.
Sorry, go
And
ahead.
then I got a Sony MOD title,
Huh?
Oh no.
Radio Flyer.
Oh,
God.
Okay.
Costs like $23 just to get it.
Wow.
That
I
movie
was like,
triggers
well,
me.
it's not going to
Really?
go down in price.
I've never
so
seen it.
Might as well.
Played all the time on
This
HBO.
is a really
Okay.
fucking good movie.
They're really
It's from
dark.
my childhood.
Really dark.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
going to say, I remember hearing
Absolutely.
a lot about that movie.
These two kids are building a airplane out of their
fucked up
radio
in the
flyer
circuit.
wagon because they're trying to escape from abuse. Basically.
Oh, wow.
And there's a
Okay.
giant animatronic bison, which is really cool looking. But
That's cool.
So
Interesting.
there's a reason why Hank Williams did this song Jambalaya or On the Bayou. Is
Okay.
the other name goes by. So it goes, son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou, right? That song forever. Anytime I hear it, I think of this movie, because in this movie, that song is the song that the fucking abusive father plays
yep,
when he's about to abuse his kids.
Oh, Jesus
So
Christ.
it's a really dark movie,
Yeah.
but it's
Thanks,
got a
Major
good- it's a good
Matoko.
movie. It's good.
As soon as you said abusive father, I heard the realistic knock. I'm like, oh my God!
No, I honestly thought you were reacting to that. I'm just like,
I know, right?
No.
I didn't know. I was like, really?
Oh, yes.
God.
There's a
Most of
horrible
us
shit
just
stain of a
think
human
we
at my door. Yeah.
The MOD
White
title I want
disc,
is just one of the
MOD.
guys. They released just one of the guys.
Just
and
one
need
of
to
the
get
guys.
that one.
There's a few
It has
MODs I
one
want,
whole
but
special feature, too. A theatrical trailer.
oh,
Wow.
does it also
More
have
than this
interactive
release.
menus
Hey,
and
that's more than
language?
some Scream Factory releases, okay? Just saying.
Oh, I know a lot of them. The
It's an
non-collected
early
editions.
role for Elijah Wood
Ooh,
and for what's his face? You know the kid who's in Jurassic Park. Not
oh,
the girl, the
boy. I know the kid. I don't know his
Yeah.
name.
I know his character's name is Tim.
Yeah, yes, Tim. It also has Tim in it.
It has Tim. You may
For
remember
Jurassic Park.
Tim.
Yes.
Music from Hans Zimmer.
Oh,
It's really fucking
love
good.
Hans
So,
Zimmer.
I can't believe it took a MOD to get this fucking release, because to me
I
it's
know.
like one of those fucking movies.
Some are like
come on.
that. Like, it just, you scratch your head and like, why does this amazing movie not have a proper like
Yeah.
royal
yeah,
treatment
Nothing But
deluxe
Trouble.
edition?
Why are you still a Snapper Keeper DVD from 15 years
Yeah.
ago?
Which
20
one?
years ago.
Fuck.
Nothing But Trouble.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck! I could
It's
have
one of my
sworn
favorite
that
movies.
got
I
like.
want the director's
Tupac
cut.
is in that
Yeah.
movie. God
There
damn.
is a 2-hour, 45-minute director's cut that Dan Aykroyd cut down. I want that. to
Please?
get a release. Please.
So
Just give Dan Aykroyd final cut on everything. Let us experience the full extent of his madness.
Yes.
Love Dan Aykroyd so much.
GameStop had a flash sale, buy two get two free on all used titles under $14.99. So I picked out 4 titles that were $14.99 and got them all for $30. Got Hot Shots Golf.
Oh my
Out
God.
of Bounds.
I have that. It was in the batch of games I got from Annetta when she sold me her PS3.
I got Transformers full of Cybertron.
Nice.
Good game.
I have that too. I still haven't played it. I played the previous one though, War for Cybertron, which was
And
amazing.
then the other 2 didn't come in official cases because it's GameStop, so of course they didn't.
Of course not.
It's basically disc only of MotorStorm, Pacific Rift.
Nice. All the
And
Motorstorms are just great.
The real
fun.
reason I got all these X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Nice.
Uncaged edition.
That's actually really
This
good.
goes
Yeah.
for like between $20 and $30.
Really?
It's like uncommon or something.
But they made
So,
so
like-
many of them. Like I'm
So
stunned.
the fact that I could get this for $7.50 was like, okay,
Wow.
yeah, I got to do that.
That's
Even
actually-
if it's just the disc, it's like yeah.
Even if you hated the movie, the game is actually really fucking good.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I played a good chunk
I
of
did
it.
hate the movie. I felt like the
It's
movie
very
was
gory.
goddamn
Terrible.
trash. But
Yeah.
the
Awful.
game, I watched you play the game, and then
Yeah.
I played the demo myself, and I was like, "This is actually good."
And it actually has Hugh
This is
Jackman.
actually really good.
Actually, I think it has most, if not all, of the cast from the movie doing the voices of the characters, which is pretty cool. But especially having Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in it is
Huge action himself.
great. Huge action. That's great.
So that's it. That's
That's
all.
it. That's it. Okay. Boo ba doo boo ba doo boo. How do I get out of here? Do I need this keyboard, even though everything else was mouse controlled? Okay, fine. Garbage Gamer, what'd you get this week?
Eh.
Eh? Eh?
I'll show the little thing off here.
Okay. First off, hey! What's on the screen over there behind you? It looks familiar.
Yeah, it's a little unknown game called Mega Race.
Yay! I like Mega Race.
Lance Boyle.
Lance Boyle, the game. The Lance
pretty
Boyle experience.
It's kind of what the first 3 games. It's kind of what it is. There's a little bit of racing and some action there, but it's mostly
It's all about Lance,
Lance
Boyle.
Boyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to get the PC versions of those. I have the first one on my 3DO, but for whatever reason they cut some of the cutscenes out, specifically to do with I think the some of the prizes that you get. So it doesn't have all the prizes, and some of the funniest jokes in the game were the prizes.
the one of them. This is the GOG release actually of Mega Race.
Ooh, nice.
And they did keep the prizes in. I remember playing it. The first one that I won was the romantic out with yourself. And
I like the
yeah,
one
I always-
where you
I always got
won
the seat covers.
a book.
just a
I think that's all he said. It's just a book.
Yeah, that one I always won the form-fitting seat covers
Form-fitting seat covers. Uh-huh.
and weird leopard print patterns.
Of course.
But
It's great.
yes, GOG.com. Look up Mega Race. You will not be disappointed.
They're pretty cheap. They're just glorious early
This is
90s FMV racers.
This is my original release.
Racers on rails, essentially, but you move.
The case is long. So
You're driving on pre-rendered backgrounds, basically.
yeah,
video,
pretty much.
so.
It's a weird kind of on-rail shooter.
Yeah, kind of
So-
shooter racer thing. It's like combat racing, basically, but
Yeah.
on like pre-rendered backgrounds. So it's cool.
So the first little pickup is I got a little koozie here, and since it was the 4th of July and there was many conversations about the things that have been happening in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and I found it incredibly hilarious and ironic that I was literally holding a koozie with a soda in it that said, "Never underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups."
Here you go. Excellent.
So
Perfect.
yeah, so it's just like I was just unironically sipping my. It's just like making sure this was visible.
Yes. Slowly raising it to your lips. Yeah.
So yes, that's the first pickup. The next pickup is what we were just talking about.
Yes.
This is what I've been building for the last 3 weeks now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It was a Windows 98 machine.
Mm-hmm.
The hardware is a little too new in it, which I'll go into here in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So it now runs Windows XP, Service Pack 3, 32-bit version of Windows.
Nice.
Mostly, obviously, for the GOG games, and I can run DOSBox for DOS emulation.
Yeah.
So I can run original DOS games. But the specs inside is an AMD Athlon XP 2100 Plus at 1.7 gigahertz.
Whoa. The power.
Wow.
Wow.
Got 2 gigabytes of RAM. I don't quite know the speed offhand. I think it's 2100.
That's more than enough to run those old CD-ROM games.
God, yeah. Actually, it's the board. The motherboard is a PC Chips M811, which only supports 2 gig RAM max.
Okay.
So,
Christ.
It's one of those, yeah.
So there are some modern things in here. Like I have a DVD-ROM drive, and it is running an SSD. But obviously, since that runs SATA, I had to get it converted, so I bought a couple of these. These are the StarTex 40-pin IDE to SATA converters. So it now runs an optical drive, a 3.5-inch floppy drive, and it's all running off of a 120 gig SSD. So, like I said, it runs XP. It's playing Mega Race at the moment.
Major Motoko says, so no VR support on it. Probably not.
I kind of put these games up on display here is to kind of see the cross-section of the kind of games that I run on this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we got everything from the original Doom all the way up to Half-Life and Unreal Tournament 2004. It'll play all of these.
Okay.
Everything in between.
Very nice.
Been having a lot of fun with it, just installing shit like crazy.
Oh,
Like I said, I have like 30, 40 games installed on this already, and I still have like 80-something gigs left on
I
the
was going to
120
say they
gig
probably don't
drive.
take up. It was the same thing when I put an SSD drive into the PS3. I was like, I wonder how many of my games I can install. So I started off by getting all the digital ones from PSN, like digital games, demos, everything. I had enough room to install literally everything I had ever bought or downloaded from PSN. So I put everything on there, and then I thought, well, okay, let's pre-install a bunch of games. And I kind of prioritized by the ones I'm most likely to play. And then I ended up literally installing my entire PlayStation 3 library. Everything I'd ever bought, everything I'd ever downloaded, every on-disc game, all the updates, everything. And I still have like 300 gigs of space left. So like 12 years worth of gaming on a single 1 terabyte drive. It's crazy.
So the last pickup, actually, a couple people in the chat have already mentioned. They said, "Hey, I noticed that very old laptop on your shelf."
Yes.
Yes.
That is an
This
old one.
right here
It's nice.
is a Toshiba Satellite 315 CDS.
Very nice.
Now I have the specs up because I can't remember. what the specs
Box-tastic.
So the specs of this is an Intel Pentium with MMX support running at 200 megahertz.
Whoa.
Yep, it's got, I believe, 32, let's see, 160 megs of RAM maxed on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's running a standard 32 with support of, with a BIOS flash, it could do up to 512K.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this is an old, early 1990s, or I would say probably 92, 93
Mm-hmm.
laptop.
Back when laptops were the real fucking deal.
I would turn it on
Right.
for you, but I actually don't have the power brick for this at the moment. So, but yeah, the reason why I picked it up is because this has a LCD TFT display.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the non-ghosting active matrix displays. So it's just like it's one of those that you move the mouse and it doesn't disappear on you. But yeah, so this right here, I mentioned, this is going to be my actual DOS hardware because it has VGA out
Very
on the
nice.
back.
Good
Along
old
with
VGA.
CD-ROM drive and 3.5-inch floppy.
I just love how chunky it is. Like, it's
Oh, I know.
crazy.
And surprisingly, a single USB port.
Whoa.
Actually has a fucking USB port on this thing.
USB existed back then? Holy shit.
Yeah, USB 1. I think it'd just be 1.0.
USB 0.5. Yeah.
It has a weird little, like it's almost like they were ashamed of it. They have like this little door. You can
Don't
hide.
look.
It's
Don't
the-
look.
Oh,
There,
look.
there might be a USB port, but we're not saying.
But yeah, standard PS2 mouse port on it. It's got the nice big parallel.
USB.
Turn
That'll
up,
never catch on.
So we have RS-232 VGA. It also has the standard PC MCIA port.
Oh, wow.
So,
Which you could use for a variety of things.
oh yeah, but yeah, it's in great shape.
That's nice.
Like bulkier and all hell.
That what?
I did check bulkier and shit.
Oh yeah.
Those things are heavy.
God, yeah,
Fuck.
it's heavy.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But
They were built to
also
last
checked,
back then too.
the hard drive is fine in it. It still runs perfectly fine, and it is a whopping 6 gigabytes.
Whoa!
Wow. How are you
4200
ever
RPM,
going to
6
use?
gigabyte mechanical hard drive in it.
How are you ever going to use all that space? Like that's crazy. You're never going to fill that up. As I'm rendering gameplay videos where a single episode, where I'm rendering gameplay videos where a single episode is like 8 gigabytes.
So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if I want to go full, since it has a 200 megahertz processor on it. I want to go full ham on it and install like Windows 95. Or should I just stick with like
Don't
DOS?
get crazy now.
DOS like 622 and put like 3.1 on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go further than 3.1. I mean, Windows 95 is a little too advanced, don't you think?
So overrated. 3.1's all you need.
But yeah, so yeah, that's going to be my future
Give it a
project
chance.
once I get the power supply and get stuff running. It's got the nipple mouse.
Nice. Oh, the nipple mouse. I remember those. So annoying.
The tits in the center of the fucking of the keyboard.
Just rub the nipple to move the mouse around.
Fondle your keyboard.
No, you have to show people. There are people in the chat right now who have never seen that before.
Okay.
You have to show them.
Yeah. Show them the nipple
what
mouse.
we're talking about.
Okay. In the very center of this keyboard
Here we go.
is a little green nipple.
See that? That's
And
how you move the mouse around.
mouse.
Yeah.
That's trying to hold down 6 heavy.
It's kind of like a
is very
trackpad,
hard
but
to
it's
do.
the size of a nipple.
You literally just rub it
It's
like this.
green. You
It
can
doesn't
see it. It's
move.
green.
It doesn't roll
No.
or anything like that. It just literally you just rub it.
Yeah. It's like the trackpad, but it's a nipple.
Yeah, and then down here is your left and right clicks. It is janky.
Oh,
as
God.
fuck.
Duncan says, "Hey, Dells still use those apparently."
Oh, the track points? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously?
They actually did a re-release of their very popular ThinkPad line. They did a modern version of it, and it has a modern version of the track point
Wow.
on it
Interesting.
as an option. Because they
If
use
it
the
ain't
same.
broke, don't fix it.
I hate nipple mice.
Well, I think this episode's going to be called Laptop Nipples.
Yay!
Is that everything, Garbage?
That is everything.
Excellent. That is some very cool stuff you got this week. Where am I going here? Here. Oh, I can't
I was
do
gonna
it.
say-
There we go.
My first computer had a full whopping 1 gigabyte of space on the hard drive.
My first
I
computer didn't even have a hard drive. It had a 5 1/4 inch floppy drive because it was
I was
an
gonna
Apple
say-
IIc.
My very first computer, my first family computer that we had, had a 800 megabyte hard drive in it,
Huh.
and I think it was
It
a
was-
5 1/4 and a 3.5 inch floppy drive, and didn't have a CD-ROM drive.
It had an unprecedented 128K of memory.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I mean, all my friends had Commodore 64s, so they only had 64K. So I was like, haha, I have more. But for some reason, games still look better on yours.
Amazing how that works.
Yeah. Commodore 64 was definitely better in terms of graphics and sound. No question about that. Long live the SID chip. All right. Skinslip. What'd you get this week? What'd you get?
I backed the Kickstarter for this trading card set by the series of trading card sets by this artist named Byron Winton. I've backed up a bunch of them. I have all the sets so far, but he's got the newest set called Base Cards Volume 2.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
That's cool.
And I can't show you all of them, obviously, because
It's like
exclusive,
a
but
whole deck. Yeah.
I will show you my favorite card.
Okay.
The Abominable Dr. Fives.
Oh, nice. You know, I've never seen the Dr. Fives movies.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, they're amazing.
I know. Well, I wanted to get those Vincent Price sets that Scream Factory put out, but then they went out of print before I did. They're re-releasing
Same.
the first one, which has the first Vibes movie in it, so I'll at least get to see
I'll
that.
probably just get the Arrow set.
Yeah.
Got both movies in the set.
Oh, that's right. They have the two. They have the double feature. That's right.
And then the only movie I got was Orca the Killer Whale.
Nice. I didn't realize that was out yet.
I'm gonna do a little rant here. I wanted to be a little more animated, but I'm like basically on the edge of a panic attack.
Yeah. No worries.
The producer of MVD Rewind got in an argument with me because I was raked him over the coals for not putting a commentary on his Blu-ray.
Oh.
Because he swears commentaries don't sell discs.
I remember that. Yes. We had a
Every
big talk about
time
that.
I get a release of the commentary, I'd say, "Hey, look, it's got a commentary. Orca the Killer Whale has a commentary.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Ironheart with Bolo Young have a commentary, huh? Why does your double feature have no special features whatsoever? You think that's acceptable in this time and age?
Yeah.
Hello? We're in a fucking media war.
Yeah. Exactly.
You gotta compete. And this is why your company's a third rate at best.
Yeah.
But
Well,
he got under my skin because he was like,
Yeah.
oh, he fucking ranted at me like he knows better. I'm like, well, motherfucker, I buy copies of movies all the time because of commentaries. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like we were talking about this,
Okay.
like there's so many releases out there that, you know, okay, the people who made the movie are dead or are unavailable or just don't want to do it or whatever. So you get a commentary from a hardcore fan of the movie.
That one's by a film historian.
Oh, I was going to say, or like a film historian or someone who's an authority on that director's work or something. Scream Factory does that all the freaking time. You know, all of their Hammer stuff is full of film historian commentaries, and it's good stuff. It's interesting, and it's added value. You know, I have I think when we were talking about that at the time that you had the argument with the guy, I was telling you about I've got like some UK DVD releases of 80s cartoons, which have fan commentary tracks on them.
I
you know?
imported the UK DVD of Starman because it had a commentary that wasn't available in the US at the time.
There you
now
go.
The Scream Factory release, but
So
you get that still.
yeah, I mean, I love MVD's work. I've got a bunch of their titles. I think, you know, they do.
Got a few other titles.
Yeah, you know, they do some nice work, but
But
to just brush off the idea of doing like a commentary track like that was really
do you know how many
stupid.
podcasts are out there? How many people can give you a very effective and quality commentary for not a lot of money? Most people just want the exposure.
Absolutely.
A couple copies of the movie, but no.
Yeah.
Oh, commentaries don't sell discs.
It's like,
So
how much does it cost you to put a commentary on there? Like, fuck's sake, it's an audio
This guy's
track.
this guy's obviously got a fucking soft shell because he doesn't have a social media account outside of his personal one.
Yeah.
He doesn't like MVD Rewind doesn't have one.
Yeah.
They should have a fucking Twitter account, but they don't.
Yes, they definitely should.
And the reason why is the fucker can't handle fucking criticism.
Apparently, yeah.
Third-rate company.
That's unfortunate. Because
The way it is.
I've enjoyed, you know, I've enjoyed the releases they've done that do have extras.
I've already burnt enough bridges in that industry. There's no way I'm going to work in that industry, so fuck that guy and his company.
Well, there you go. Does Bolo YOLO? Absolutely, every day. So what else you got this week?
That was everything.
Oh, that was everything. Never mind.
Yep.
Well, that was cool.
Yep.
And it led to an interesting discussion about how some people are stupid.
I was trying to be helpful, and he got like climbed up my asshole, and I was like,
you were
no,
absolutely
you're wrong now.
no. There was I remember that there was no reason for him to jump on you like that because you were legit offering a legit suggestion.
And I was being civil and
Yeah.
kind, and he wasn't, and now I'm not.
I remember that.
That's how that works.
Yeah, as it
That's
should
literally
be.
how it works.
You give what you get.
I have no reason to be mean to you until you're mean to me, and then that's it.
Exactly.
Fucking claws are out.
Yep, I'm much the same way.
I'd be more animated, but like I said, I'm just trying to deal with stress.
No worries, it's okay.
Had a stressful night.
Okay, so I got 4 this week. There was, I think we talked about this back at the time. Was Scream Factory listed a whole bunch of titles that were going out of print this year, so a bunch of us jumped on some of the ones that we wanted. And, God, I think I placed this order, like, back in April, and it finally arrived. Thank you.
That's the pandemic.
Thank you, pandemic, for screwing up all the U.S. Postal Service stuff. But, you know, better late than never. It finally got here, and I got my order.
Everywhere was slowed down because of it, to be fair.
So all of these titles are technically out of print. Once they're gone, they're gone. In fact, a lot of these already are gone. So I just grabbed them when I could. So, first up, got the Scream Factory Collector's Edition of Poltergeist 3. Stoud. Look what I got, Stoud.
It's the fucking arrow version. God.
I have the what?
Get the what version?
You were just at a fucking arrow sale. Poltergeist 3's in the fucking arrow collection, dummy.
Oh, there you go.
No, it's
What?
not.
Yes, it fucking is.
So,
No, it isn't. Not.
anyway.
Yeah, it should be.
Nope. Go right now. Go to the sale right now. Show yourself how fucking wrong you are.
I can't look right now. My computer sucks.
Oh, whose fucking fault is that? Huh? That's right.
My
It's
fault.
in the fucking arrow collection, brother. I tell you. It's like 8 fucking pounds. You should have bought it.
So I got Poltergeist 3.
Fuck you.
Scream Factory title. Sadly, no slipcover, so Stout can consider that a small victory. I guess.
Yeah.
We do have the reversible cover. I was never a big fan of this cover. It's all right. I actually like the new artwork better in this case, so I'm just going to leave it with that. I did get Poltergeist 2 a while back. Did get the slipcover for that. Poltergeist 2 was the one I most wanted because it has all the H.R. Giger stuff.
I haven't seen either.
Really? The second one's actually a pretty damn good sequel, I gotta say. The third one, I've only seen once, I think. So
Stoudman likes it.
I got it for completion's sake. But, yeah, so
He's
anyway.
obsessed with the Phantasm ripoff character in that.
Glad to... glad to
The
get
tallish
it.
man.
Phantasm.
Wow.
Fuck off.
Wow.
I know, it's
He's
Night of the
not
Hunter.
the
I know.
Phantasm.
I know.
No.
Phantasm is also referencing Night of the Hunter. That's beside the point. It's just being silly.
So anyway, speaking of Giger and Giger-esque stuff,
Boy.
I still need the second movie, which is also out of print now, and I missed it. But I figured I might as well get this one that has the third and fourth. Got Species 3 and 4, double feature, because Shout Factory knew that nobody would buy the fourth one on its own, so they put it in this.
Terrible too. The second one's really good. I actually saw at age I think 16, very too young to watch it, but the very, very hard Species 2 was premiered at the Winnetka Theater in fucking Winnetka, California.
Yeah.
And we went to the opening day and saw Species 2, and awkward boner with my friends in the theater.
Oh yeah, the first one's pretty hard R too. There's like a lot of sex and stuff in it.
A lot of sex in the second one.
But also a lot of like Giger designed creatures and nightmare sequences and stuff, which is what I wanted to see. And apparently the second one's more of the same. So I just need to find the second one somewhere. I'll probably just put up an Amazon alert, see if it shows up cheap one time, and I'll get it then.
Poltergeist is not on Arrow Video.
But
I'll go fucking find it.
Right.
You're wrong.
I don't know. Well, I honestly don't know, so I can't say one way or the other. But anyway, so I figured.
Shut up his life force.
I figured at the very least.
A to Z.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm a completist. I'm a completist, guys. So I don't care if it's trash. I want them all. Anyway, got 3 and 4.
Trash.
Good. Excellent. Anyway, wanted it.
We've all bought trash before. It's okay.
I've got plenty of trash. It's still trash.
I'm a completist. I've only ever seen the first one. I actually haven't seen any of the sequels. Scream Factory does have a collector's edition out of the first one, which I'm kind of waffling over. Might get it. Don't think that one's out of print, just the sequels are. I have the MGM release of the first one, which honestly is fine. Like, it's got a decent transfer and stuff, and most of the MGM releases do. They're actually pretty good. Like, I got the MGM release of the 1978 Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I never got the Scream Factory one, which is now out of print. But I'm not too broken up about it because the MGM one looks good.
Ooh.
It's actually a very good transfer on that. They may have even used the same transfer for the Scream Factory one. I don't know. Anyway, Next up, I got this one because it looked like sounded like a fun revenge film, and it was $5. Demented. There you go.
Demented.
Yeah, very good. So it's you know, part of the revenge genre. Girl is you know, I don't know if she's like raped or beaten or something. Anyway, something horrible happens to this girl. She's institutionalized. The interesting thing is, as most revenge films are about, you know, the girl going after the people who attacked her or whatever and getting revenge on them, right? That's kind of the genre. This one kind of takes a twist on that, where she is attacked and institutionalized because she's traumatized and stuff. So she gets released after a while, and by the time she's released, her attackers have already been imprisoned. They've already been caught and brought to justice. But she's so traumatized by it, she can't let it go. So she starts hallucinating and seeing her attackers everywhere, and then just killing anybody she sees who looks like her attackers. So it sounded like kind of a fun twist on the revenge genre. So I thought, for $5, why not? You know?
Yeah, good price.
Yeah. And finally,
$5.
this one
You'll get $5 for entertainment out of that easily.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So finally, the last one, this one I'd never heard of, and I read the description of it, and I was like, holy shit, that sounds amazing. I have to get this. And apparently, this has never been released on any home video format before until this release. We have Blood and Lace.
I have that.
There you go. So this is kind of notable because it's basically a proto-slasher from 1971. And two of the stars of it are Vic Tayback, who played Mel in Alice, the classic sitcom, and Len Lesser, who was Uncle Leo from Seinfeld. How cool is that?
That had a VHS release. And there's a movie called Blood Slaughter Massacre that basically uses a fucking mock of the mask that's used in Blood and Lace.
Okay.
In it.
And Manic Prime, 37 months. Holy shit, dude. Thank you so much.
That's cool.
Thank you so much.
I said things and you didn't hear them. It's all good.
I did hear there was another film that used the mask from this one called Blood Massacre.
Nope.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't hear you when the subscription thing is going. Don't punish me for that. I have no control over that. So what did you say?
You're in the corner. Sorry, you're punished.
Punished for something I had nothing to do with.
That's
I was saying that's actually
take your punishment.
The mask in that is also released in a movie called Blood Slaughter Massacre, and there is
this mask.
There's some giallo elements to it. I mean, obviously it's not Italian, so it can't be giallo. But it's got some similar elements to it.
Yeah,
it's not very good.
It's like what we were talking about with Alice, Sweet Alice, how it has a very giallo feel to it, but obviously it's not giallo because it's not Italian.
Yeah. I own that. I've seen it twice. I haven't liked it yet, but I haven't hated it. It's just not good. It's missing something.
I don't know. I'll take a look at it at some point, and I'll give you my thoughts. And
I'm glad to buy it because it's first time on Blu-ray, and it had like a very cut VHS, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it's not Giallo inspired. It's very Giallo-esque, as in like
Giallo-esque. Yeah.
There's a mystery involved, but like it's not as
twist
deep.
ending, I guess, or something.
There's no twisting.
Yeah.
Not in the same way. Not in the same way as Giallo does. No.
Okay.
There's a little bit, but it's not the same. It's not like a Giallo where you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. It's not that kind of twist.
007 randomly. 007 says, "I'm still convinced Knight Rider was real. It was a documentary. Who's with me?"
Yep, definitely.
Clearly, the story of Michael Knight was true. Every single word of it. Especially the one where he became a rock star.
Is that the one where Busta Rhymes teamed up with him?
Sure. We'll go with that. Michael Knight and Busta Rhymes in...
He used the Knight Rider theme in a song.
Knight Rider of the Hood.
Not only did he use the Knight Rider theme, or part of the theme for a song, but he also referenced Kit in the song, and then used Kit's voice to like reference how fast the car was going to reach him and be awesome with him.
Excellent. Be awesome with me. So, movies? Did we watch some movies this week?
I watched a bunch.
Yes.
Excellent. I didn't actually watch any movies, but I did watch a series, a sadly short-lived series, which I'll talk about for my part. So, Garbage, do you watch any movies? I should cover up the duplicate me. Hold on a second.
Nope.
There we go. You didn't watch any movies. Okay. Stoud, did you watch some movies?
I don't watch movies anymore.
Yes.
Excellent.
Started off by watching a bunch of movies with Skinslip.
Okay.
We watched
Rock on.
on Sunday. We watched The Platform. That's what the name.
Watch Making Contact first.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
Making
Making Contact came first.
Oh, Making Contact.
Contact.
I have that. I still haven't watched it.
The cover,
Does
like,
she-
when I see the cover at like 100 by 100 pixels, I thought it was an alien abduction film. Looked like it was like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I get the cover and I'm like, oh, this is a Poltergeist ripoff.
Look
Nope.
at look at it
Wait.
from here,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry,
That
correction.
perspective, and then
I don't.
Yeah, it looks kind of like the guy being beamed up by a
Yes.
tractor beam, right?
Okay,
But it's
yeah,
not.
yeah. And then
When you zoom in, it's
getting
actually
sucked into the
puppet.
closet. Yeah,
It's a
correction.
puppet.
I don't have that one. I was thinking of Without Warning,
Oh, yeah. Without
which I
Warning's
do
great,
have,
too.
and I haven't watched
I like
yet.
Without Warning.
Yeah, it looks good.
I
It's like,
enjoyed
it's like
Making
Predator, but
Contact.
before Predator.
Nice. Sorry,
I
what?
enjoyed Making
Yeah.
Contact. Also known as Joey, apparently, based
Yeah.
on the name of the character.
Oh,
character
okay.
Joey. I enjoyed it. Skinslip wanted me to watch it with her because she didn't know how to feel about it. She's very much like, it's not bad, but it's not good, you know.
2.5 stars is what I rated it the first
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
And so she wanted my perspective, my thoughts on it. And I'm basically in the same boat. I liked it a little bit better than she did, just because of like nostalgia factor and stuff like that. Because I loved Poltergeist, which is
So many cool toys in that, and like the background.
It's not
and
just
stuff.
Poltergeist though. This is like there's
Yeah.
a lot of different movies this is pulled from.
Okay.
There's
Part of the
ET
problem is-
references. There's Poltergeist references.
Part of its problem is
there's-
it cannot make its goddamn mind up what it wants.
Yeah, exactly. It's trying to be too many damn things.
It's like Roland Emmerich's third film.
And there are some really weird what the fuck moments in this movie.
Understatement.
Just what the fuck? It is,
But it's not a bad movie. You might like it.
it's
You know?
but there are also elements of it that are like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Why would the character do that? You know,
There's so many
So-
moments that don't make any damn sense. To be clear, it's part of why it's like kind of charming. Can't
Yeah.
totally hate it. I'm like, ah, God, so dumb.
It's part of that movies for kids in the 80s kind of thing, you know. So then we watched The Platform, which is on Netflix.
God, that one was gross.
And yeah, well, I liked it. I thought
It's
it was
gross.
cool.
It was good, but it was gross. You know.
It's a different take on the kind of concept of the cube, so to speak.
Okay.
Well, that's how I kind of saw it.
I mean, it's
first.
similar in.
It's similar in
tone.
style.
Yeah.
They're in a prison. They wake up in a prison. The only difference is that they know they are there. They know why they are there and everything.
Some people have volunteered to be there
Yeah,
for degrees, and some people have just been there because they've been arrested for crimes or whatever.
yeah. And the idea is that there's this giant hole in the middle of the floor, and it goes down the entire tower of all these cells, basically.
200
And
something.
every day, a plate full of
Platform.
fucking food, a platform full of food drops down, and you have like 5 minutes to eat your
1
fill. and
minute.
That's all
Yeah,
it-
1 minute to eat
Oh,
as much
1
as you
minute.
can eat.
That's right. 1 minute to eat your fill, and then that's it. You don't get anything else for the rest of the day. And at some point, you get to a certain level of the tower that you're in, and there's just no food there. So basically,
Broken glass and dishes, and that's it.
so all you can do to survive is, well, there's one other person in there with you.
So you kill the person and eat them. Not even making that up. The hellhole that
It's-
they're in.
It's really fucked
What's really
up. And
what grosses me out is like they're on floor 37, and so they get a bunch of half-eaten, half-chewed, spit out bits of food, and it's just really gross. Ugh, it just nauseated me. Ugh.
Oh.
So
yeah.
I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. I'm never gonna watch it again. Not because it was bad, but because it's unwatchable for me. It's like trigger. Ugh.
I liked it for
It's a
being
good
just
movie.
so
If you
weird
like,
and
it's a very
creepy.
thoughtful film.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
If you like those kind of things, you'll like it. And Sean, you'll like the movie if you wanted to watch it. You know, it's just
Which
it's
was
kinda
it?
gross
Sean
a
would like
bit.
it.
I missed the title. Sorry, what was it?
The
Platform.
platform.
Oh, the
It's on
platform.
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on
It's on
Netflix? Okay.
Netflix
Yeah.
exclusive, I think. You
Might
should
have to
it.
check that out. Yeah. The
And
platform.
then we watched Phantasm 4, the Joe
Oblivion.
Bob version, on Shudder.
For those who don't
And-
know, Oblivion is comprised of footage from 1 and 3, because they don't own the rights to that's owned by Universal, that were not put into the original films. So it's all new footage that you've never seen, but from movies that aren't this movie. And then they filmed a bunch of new stuff, but for the most part, it's a clips movie of clips you've never seen before.
Okay. Interesting.
Clips
Now-
movie, but clips you haven't seen before.
Yeah, it's clips from the previous movies that were cut. You know, it's like deleted scenes that are now part of a new movie.
But even
So-
though that's the case,
Yes.
it's actually really good. It's like
is.
shockingly good, and it answers a lot of questions while also, in the end, in true Phantasm fashion, just leaving you with even more questions at the end.
And wondering what was real and what was not, like in every
It's like,
Phantasm.
well, at least I got an answer to this, but here are 5,000 new questions.
Right? I love
Excellent.
Phantasm. I love it. I'm looking forward to watching Ravager, which we'll probably watch this week.
It's like watching David Lynch stuff. It's like, oh, so that
Yes.
answers that question.
No, exactly.
But now I have 10 more questions.
Who are we talking about? John Coscarelli is specifically the horror version of what director? I can't remember, but
I can't
Okay.
remember.
but like he's very much a cerebral director, like
Nice.
like David Lynch. Not as cerebral as David Lynch.
No,
very, very
few
cerebral.
are. But yeah, no, that's
He's
Yeah.
a
Some
great
people say,
filmmaker
look,
who makes trash. It's like,
people
okay,
say-
but you still are a
People
great
say
filmmaker.
Ravager is bad, but they also said Oblivion was bad, and Oblivion was a great road movie.
yeah. Now, I still need to sit down and watch all the Phantasm movies. I mean, ideally, I want to get one of those Blu-ray sets that just has all 5 of them and just go.
The Well Go
to
USA
town.
one, probably.
Probably
That's
the Well
what I
Go
got
because
this week.
that looks like a really nice set, and
I
they
wondered.
re-released
It's
it.
the same
I
exact
think.
content
Yeah.
as Arrow, except for one special feature that they each have exclusive special feature for, or whatever.
Wow. Okay. Well, I might as well get that then, if
Yep.
funds permit.
So I need to get Well Go set to that special feature because I'm a crazy person.
Yes, I completely
At some
understand.
point.
I'm not a crazy person.
I'm
so
like
I'm
that
getting the Arrow
with.
version.
There's a few movies I'm like that with, like Terminator,
not-
Transformers '86.
Terminator, I've got like 11 copies and all different special features
Yep.
and shit. Not that many, it's an
And-
exaggeration. But
What the hell?
like
else?
5 copies.
I can't remember. There's a couple. There's like 3 or 4 movies like that I'm like that with. But The Thing. The Thing would be another one definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Scout, what else did
We
you
all
watch?
have our
after
obsession
Phantasm?
movies.
Well, I realized after thinking about it because I wanted to watch something after SNI and everything last week.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to watch, so I was like, okay, I know I have HBO. I'm gonna go onto my the cable subscription service and see what's on their HBO page, right? See if they've got, because I saw they had Doctor Sleep, and I was like, maybe they have Doctor Sleep on
Yeah.
there.
Director's
they
cut.
They didn't
Oh.
have Doctor Sleep on the cable version. I'm
Oh.
like, hold on, can I connect this to HBO Max and just get HBO Max for free? Turns out you can, and that's exactly what I did.
Oh, good.
So now
There
I
you
have
go.
HBO Max, and I saw Doctor Sleep, and yes, loved it.
Was it the director's cut?
No, I don't think so.
God damn it.
What?
The director's cut is 3 hours long. It's like a
Then definitely no.
significantly different cut.
Well, this is on HBO for Max.
I
for
know,
crying out
but they
loud.
need
It's
content. Why don't they just fill up the running time?
not- right? You're releasing the Snyder cut for fuck's sake.
I know.
Why they have both?
So get.
Why are both on there?
So you like
Yeah.
Doctor Sleep? Okay, good. That you owe it to yourself
Yes, I
to see the
enjoyed it.
director's cut.
In fact, as I was watching it, I really got the sense that like this could be easily connected to other Stephen King stories, and you can make like a Stephen King universe movie series.
Well,
Because one of the main characters really reminded me of another main character from The Stand, and I'm like,
okay.
there's even a moment in the
Well-
fucking movie where the character's talking to her,
Yeah.
and the character says that she stands, and I'm like,
Hey,
this is setting this up. I know it's setting this up. This is happening.
Stout.
There's
have you
Castle Rock.
looked into? Have you looked into Stephen King's connected universe? All his books are in the same universe, you know.
Yeah.
And the fucking Dark Tower connects to all of them.
Also, there's
Oh, nice.
there's Castle Rock, the TV series, which is literally
Yes.
the Stephen King universe show.
But that's brought up by the fact
Yeah.
that like there's these 3 towns in his universes, and they're all everything's in the same universe, and yeah.
HBO Go is
No.
HBO is just calling itself HBO. They're not called. It's not. HBO is closing down. HBO Go
No,
is closing down.
HBO
Just
Go.
being HBO. Like,
Yeah.
it's just gonna be online.
it's just rebranding, Jail. It's just
HBO
Yeah.
Max is their streaming.
why would they
service,
keep
which actually
HBO
has-
Go going when HBO Max is clearly
Yeah, has
Yeah.
more than HBO
thing,
does, by
yeah.
the way.
so
But
yeah.
yeah, I really enjoyed that, and then after that,
That's
I
very
saw
good.
they had Scoob on there as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Immediately watched that afterward because like that's not even on Blu-ray yet. It's
Isn't
on
it?
HBO
Isn't it?
Max, but it's not
Oh.
even on Blu-ray yet.
Yeah, it's streaming only right now.
I think it comes out later
So-
this month on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
was
Yeah.
like excited to see it. Like finally, I get to see this movie. But I didn't know what to, didn't know what to expect. I was like, maybe
Yeah.
this is going to be okay. Maybe it's going to be great. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna be
gonna be
terrible.
And it was without a doubt, I think honestly, one of my favorite animated movies that I've seen in the last 20 fucking years.
Wow.
It is so fucking good.
Like up
I
there
mean-
with Spider-Verse. Like
I don't know
Wow.
why there were any negative reviews of this fucking movie. All I can think is that the people who gave it negative reviews did not grow up with Hanna-Barbera. Because if you
Yeah.
grow up with Hanna-Barbera, you will fucking love this movie.
Lots of little
You will fucking
references and
adore
stuff.
this movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Especially after Stoud's rave reviews. I know Stoud is someone
Right?
whose opinion we trust.
It
Well,
brought me back to being
Stout
a
and I
kid
have
again.
really
I was
similar
so
movie
happy.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Well, we all do. I mean, that's one of the reasons we connect so well is because we like a lot of the same
It's
shit.
been a really shitty time in life for everyone, right? And this
Yeah,
made me happy again because it reminded me of good times in my childhood.
Yay!
It's exactly what I fucking needed.
Well,
so.
good. Well, especially after Doctor
Scoob.
Sleep, which
Yes.
is wonderful, but also very heavy in parts.
True.
Hold on the fuck on. Is this
Yeah.
Warrior Nun related to Ariella? Holy fuck! I got this stuff.
Warrior Nun.
So
Oh, I know the. Oh,
I
yeah, I know the one you're
also-
talking about.
Fucking comic book.
I wonder. Yeah.
earlier this week I watched Eleni, which is a movie
Yes, it's based on the fucking comic book. Yes.
Cool.
by
Warrior Nun,
Peter
Warrior Nun
Yates.
Ariella.
Yes.
Sorry, that's-
It's a movie by Peter Yates starring John Malkovich. It's actually one of his earlier roles. And it's about a guy who works for New York Times who escaped a village in Greece that he grew up in that was like taken over by communists in the 40s following World War II.
Uh-huh.
So his mother, essentially, to get them out of there and to keep them safe, she broke the law in doing so, and she ended up getting killed, court-martialed and killed for doing so.
Okay.
So the movie is about John Malkovich's character going back to Greece and trying to find all the people who were guilty of doing this to his mother, right? And he finally finds the guy who does it and confronts him. And he has his gun with him, and it's really tense. And yes, but no, it's a really good movie. I'm surprised that it's only ever gotten, as far as I know, this Kino Lorber release, which doesn't even have subtitles, because of course, Kino, you can never have subtitles.
No.
Well.
Sometimes hit and miss. Remember?
Yeah. Some
If
do,
that's an
some
older title, like it was before they started doing subtitles regularly, when I stopped harassing them,
don't.
But yeah, this is based on a true story, so
Nice.
Nice.
good one.
Very good.
And then I also watched Howl's Moving Castle
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still have to see that one.
first time.
I haven't seen that one.
Really enjoyed it.
Heard it was great.
And after that, I watched Nausicaa Valley of the Wind.
That one I've seen,
Which-
and it is fantastic.
Another one I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
They both have very similar messages, although
Hmm.
I would say
Thanks,
that
Duncan.
Nausicaa is much darker.
Yeah. It's pretty dark.
Finally,
Hold on a second. The opening scene where Nausicaa is kind of putzing around looking for salvage, did that not feel very similar to the opening scene in The Force Awakens?
Oh yeah, it's definitely
Like,
an
yeah,
inspired by. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because Force Awakens, the first thing I thought was like, they're doing a little nod to Nausicaa right here, aren't they?
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
It's almost like the same scene, like almost shot for shot, very similar. And I was like, yeah, this is clearly a Nausicaa reference for just us handful of people that will actually get that reference. And thank you so much.
I've seen 3 Studio Ghibli films.
Yeah. Which 3 out of
I've
curiosity?
seen many more.
I saw Spirited Away. I saw
Excellent.
Princess Mononoke. Both of those are in
Excellent.
theater. I saw them.
Nice. Lucky.
And then I saw Porco Rosso, which at the time I hated, but that was like
Oh, okay.
15 years ago or whatever.
I never liked it.
No?
That was
A
my
lot of
least
people
favorite.
like that. I haven't seen it.
I'm gonna rewatch it. 'Cause that was
I've
before I was
seen-
like an
which
actual
ones have I
cultured
seen?
person. I was an
Um,
uncultured dumbass back then. It was on VHS.
I guess the first, we were talking about this a little bit before we started. Nausicaa, I guess technically would be the first one I ever saw in its original, or in its Americanized, cut down English translated version that went to VHS in the 80s, called Warriors of the Wind. They cut it down to about 90 minutes.
We were like literally talking about this at the beginning of the
Yeah,
stream, I think, or
and
before the stream.
we were, yeah, and then it wasn't until years later I heard about Nausicaa, and that it was actually based on a manga, and then it was based, and then there was a lengthier movie and stuff like that. So I eventually got the Disney Blu-ray, and then finally saw the uncut version, like literally almost 30 years later. So for me, the Ghibli films I've seen, let me think. Well, Nausicaa, obviously. My Neighbor Totoro, which is such a beautiful, charming movie that everybody needs to see at least once in their life. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. It's one of mine and Rosie's favorite. We rewatch it from time to time. Spirited Away, which is kind of a spiritual successor to Totoro in some ways. You'll see some similar creatures appear in it. That makes a great double bill, by the way, Totoro and Spirited Away.
I've seen a chunk of Totoro, but not the whole thing. So I don't.
Okay.
I'd never say I've seen the movie if I
Yeah,
haven't seen the whole thing.
definitely check it out at some point. I'm sure you'll find
will.
it absolutely delightful and heartwarming and beautiful.
I'm sure I will.
Um,
And the only reason I haven't watched those is just because of time and
Yeah,
no one to
no,
watch
it's-
them with, and I
yeah.
don't have most of them.
Well, and I
you know.
think that's much the same
Amazing.
reason there's a lot of Ghibli films I haven't seen, is because I prefer to watch them with Rose, and sometimes she just doesn't feel like watching something, so whatever. And then Princess Mononoke, and that might be it actually. So those 4.
I saw Princess
Wow.
Mononoke when it had
Yeah.
its first theatrical run. Like
Yes.
it was at the New Art. I think it was the New Art. May have been at the Cinerama Dome.
I sadly did not see it in theaters, but I did see
I
it
think
on.
it was the early 2000s. God,
Yeah, it was when it came
yeah,
out.
2003 or something.
I watched it with my step uncle, who was not an anime fan, so
I
he was
saw
just like
Princess-
making snarky remarks through the whole thing. Meanwhile, I'm completely enraptured by this amazing, fantastic world that Miyazaki created for it.
I also saw Jinro and Metropolis.
But
It's so
the anime Metropolis.
It definitely soured that particular viewing, and I can't wait to
It would
watch
do
it.
that,
I
yeah.
can't wait to watch it with Rose, because I know that she'll.
Can't wait to watch it without a
she'll love it.
bitchy person next to you.
Yeah, exactly. I kept trying
So-
to, in vain, give them some culture, but
Oh my
They
god!
just
When you
couldn't-
were a kid, I feel so old.
They,
Thanks.
they just couldn't see outside the
Fuck.
box. It's like, but I don't like the way the art style looks and how it's not
Keto is
constantly in
like-
motion. And oh my god, like
I saw Spirited Away in the theater as a kid. I was like, I was in fucking college when that came out. Fuck Christ.
Spirited Away is great. I know Rose has rewatched that one quite a few times. She loves that one too. It's good.
So-
Spirited Away is a
wanted
lot
to-
darker than Totoro. Totoro is much more lighthearted. It has some emotional moments, but it's much more kind of fun and light.
The imagery
But
of food in Spirited Away has always been really fascinating to me.
oh, it's amazing. It's so
There's
creative.
so much detail to put.
Yes.
Go back and watch the food scenes.
Oh yeah.
There's so much detail that's
Oh
like
no.
little bubbles and things
Mhm.
that you just didn't need to do, but there's just such detail.
Oh yeah.
Someone loved food when they drew that,
Yeah.
Someone who loves food.
That's true. Yeah. Really, just getting into
It's beautiful
That's
art.
in a lot of his movies.
like
That's
the
in a
taste,
lot of
the,
his-
I know, but,
the
especially
texture,
Spirited Away,
the
it's
feeling.
such
Yeah. It's
A
You
large-
see that in Howl's Moving Castle too.
yeah.
Okay, well I haven't seen.
I need to see.
Yeah,
it.
but we watched some other movies too.
Need
so,
to see more.
What else did you watch, Stoudman? after
Well,
that?
I've been trying to interject here. And
Sorry,
say
we
something
got talking about
movies.
Miyazaki
I
and
was
how
trying to get her back
wonderfully.
on track.
Yeah.
So back to Miyazaki movies. for a
Uh-huh.
second.
Back to Miyazaki Stout.
What I was going to say was that I love the way that Miyazaki makes movies that a lot of his movies have to deal with a rejection of tribalism,
Mm-hmm.
a rejection of war
Mm-hmm.
and fighting and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and also choosing your own family, the importance of choosing your own damn family.
That's interesting.
You see it in Princess Mononoke.
Yeah.
There's
The
a-
title character chooses her own family.
Yeah.
Hey,
You see it in Howl's Moving Castle too.
Yeah.
So
there's a,
it's a theme.
there's
theme
a
in his
saying.
movies.
There's a saying, blood is thicker than water. But people misquote that. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. That's the full fucking saying. The family you make is better than the family you were given. Always, 100%. It's the most
Yeah.
important thing in your life.
Well, I mean, the saying
yeah.
has two different meanings, depending on. I mean, that full version of the saying obviously is more like thematically what we've talked about on numerous occasions, and that
Yeah.
the family that you choose.
The shortening is a bastardization,
The shortening
That's-
has the opposite meaning.
which is not. It's not. That's a false meaning.
Yeah.
That's an abusive statement.
Yeah.
Abusers use that statement.
Saying like, your loyalty is to your family no matter what.
No.
And it's like, no, if my family's a
Not
piece
at
of
all.
shit and treats me like shit, then no. My loyalty
Exactly.
is sure as hell not with them. I'm going to
My real
go
family
with
cares
people that
about
respect me.
me, right? Like that's
Yeah,
how it goes. But yeah, people
exactly.
misquote that all the time.
There
They
you go.
think it's the other thing, but it's
Yeah.
found family is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Find your family,
Yeah. Well, that's
Yes.
something we've talked about a long time. I mean, you're all part of my found family as far as I'm concerned,
Same.
Fucking A.
And there you go. Brothers and sisters from other mothers and misters. There you go.
So I also saw Space Force this week. The
Oh,
whole
yeah.
damn thing.
Nice.
And I loved it. I
Yeah.
don't think it's necessarily as good as The Office. It's not exactly the same thing as The Office.
No,
but
different.
It's done
not.
by the same
It's
guy
more
who did The Office.
Greg Daniels, and it also stars Steve Carell.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Steve Carell is just so fucking funny that
Yeah.
like
Oh, he's a comic genius.
anything he does. And Ben Schwartz is also in it. It's got a bunch of actors from The Office, from Parks and Rec, from
Nice.
a bunch of different things. So
A lot of character
Yeah.
actors.
Thanks, Meghound.
hilarious.
There actually is
character
a
actor,
Hayao Miyazaki or a Ghibli film that you guys failed to mention
Ah,
that you've all seen.
okay.
The Castle of Cagliostro.
Oh my
I
God!
have
Yes,
not-
of
yeah,
course.
yeah,
I have not seen that.
Oh,
so I haven't seen
Duh.
Wait, I thought you've seen Cagliostro.
No.
Nope.
No.
that. I've
she
not
hasn't.
seen a single cell of Lupin other than the trailer. A couple.
We
trailers.
should. That's when we should make a point of doing a group viewing. It's just such a
Yeah.
fun madcap movie, and it's a great introduction to those characters too.
It's one of the few.
It's Miyazaki, so you know it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's one of the few anime films from Japan that actually made it to American short that actually got reviewed by American reviewers.
Yes.
And got rave reviews.
It did, yeah.
Even by, I believe, Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Did this one, and they gave it a big thumbs up.
It actually had some theatrical. It was also one of the few cases where it was actually shown theatrically uncut in a time when most anime was cut, like we were talking about with Warriors of the Wind and whatnot. But not only uncut, but subtitled. Like, they actually showed it theatrically with subtitles. And on the discotheque set, as a bonus, they have one of the subtitle tracks from those limited theatrical runs, which is, like, super rare, because it's a slightly different translation, right? So,
Oh, God, the fucking fireworks
cool.
almost gone.
yay!
All right, I'm so happy.
So, anyway, what were you saying, Stoud, just as we set up our next interruption?
Yes, I'm done with Space Force.
Space
I
Force
enjoyed
was good?
it.
Okay.
I hope it gets a second season, but it didn't get really rave reviews.
Yeah.
So maybe it
I
all depends on how many people watched it. Really.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I watched it, and yeah, I kind of wasn't on board.
No.
I mean, it's just like, mostly because I couldn't get over the weird accent that Steve Carell's trying to pull off in this show.
Okay.
He
It's
does have a much more rough voice.
Trying to do a gruff, manly, serious voice, and he just sounds like he sounds like from The Office when he gets really upset for no reason, and he does that. But it's just that voice of just him going, "Shut up! Everything's like this. Everything's like that's his character all the time. It's just like
okay.
it's kind of grating and
I
it gets
see.
old very fast.
I think that's the point, though.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's just like I
But
found
he
it kind of
didn't
funny
like
for about
the
5
point.
minutes, but it's just like I was waiting for him to kind of get out of that, like when he would go home or when he would be off duty and stuff like that, and kind of go to a normal state. He just never went to a normal state.
Never.
And it's just like, yeah, I guess that's kind of funny, but when it's so grating,
Steve
it's just
Carell
like,
always on 11.
It's just
So,
annoying.
once again, if you like The Office and Parks and Rec, I'll just recommend this again, and like the works of Greg Daniels, also check out Upload on Amazon Prime. Very funny show. Very different. It's like kind of sci-fi. Sci-fi and funny, and it's short. There's only 10 episodes. It's half hours. You can literally watch it all in one sitting. Most people do, because it just sucks you in, and it's hilarious and fun. Heartwarming.
Hi, kitty.
And delicious. I like it. And it got renewed, so it's getting a second season. Yay.
Yay!
So
So is that everything, Stoudman?
I don't know.
Everything.
There's a
Oh, finally.
shit ton of movies.
Christ, that was an hour later.
Skinslip, did you watch anything?
I watched like 5 movies additional on top of the 4 I watched.
Excellent.
Stout.
Well, everyone can relax. I barely watched anything. I have one thing to talk about when
I watched
we're all
Orca the
done here.
Killer Whale with the commentary, but like while watching it, I had the subtitles up, and like I had been, I don't know, probably 10 years since I saw it,
Mm-hmm.
and I had only remembered Richard Harris. I think it's Richard Harris, right?
Maybe. I didn't catch the title of the movie. You said it so fast.
Orca.
Oh, Orca. Duh. Of course. Yes. Of course.
Yeah, Richard Harris. Yes.
Orca, of course.
I remembered Richard Harris is like a complete asshole in this movie,
Uh-huh.
and I thought for a second that it was just a complete asshole versus a whale. But
Uh-huh.
actually, Charlotte Rampling is here as the only likable character in the whole fucking movie.
That was actually the alternate title. A complete asshole versus the whale.
Yep. It's a Jaws
But
ripoff.
it didn't track well, so they changed it.
But what happens is this asshole fisherman kills the baby, like
right.
the baby of the orca, and the orca squares fucking vengeance.
This is like an angry
blows
mom
up an
thing.
oil refinery,
Yeah.
sinks a bunch of boats,
Fucking
fucks
A.
this guy's livelihood, murders him. Good shit.
Well, I need to get this.
Excellent.
I've never
3.5
seen
stars.
I just
Never seen it?
relate to
no.
that
I remember seeing the movie poster all the time in like the inside cover of comic books at the time when it came out.
Like, I thought it was just Richard Harris versus the whale, and so I'm like, it's a movie where you root for the whale. I mean, you still kind of root for the whale, right?
Yeah, because it's been
But
wronged.
you also, but like at the same time, the whale's trying to kill Charlotte Rampling, and she didn't do anything wrong. So you're conflicted through the whole movie, right? Eat that guy, not her, you fuck.
So you're going out to the asshole. I'm down with you. I'm on your side, whale.
Yeah.
But Yeah.
Ideally, honestly, objectively, it's like a 2.5 star, 3-star movie.
Yeah.
I give it 3.5 stars because I love it.
It's just
got
like
better animatronics than the original Jaws.
the
I'm gonna
cheese
say it right
factor.
now.
Nice. I'll definitely
It's a
have
couple years
to.
later, so.
I'll definitely have to pick that up. I'll keep an eye on it. I've got some other stuff that's got higher priority, but it's definitely on my must-get list.
It's very good. It's also not worth $27, which is what
No,
you get
that's
for
not the reason.
retail price. The Amazon prices.
I'll watch.
Because they charge you, and it's all it has is the commentary and a trailer.
There's
So
well,
they want
sometimes
Criterion price.
yeah, Scream Factory titles. It's weird. Like they'll just randomly go down in price unexpectedly for a little while, and then they'll go back to normal price. And so I watch for those random price drops, and that's when I usually grab those. So, like, there's a few right now that I've got my eye on that are around the $20-25 range, which is cheap for Canada in Canadian dollars, by the way. They're normally like 30 or 40, like 35 to 40.
And then yesterday, me and Owen watched Jaws 3D for Psychotronic Coast to Coast.
Nice.
So I mean, I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. I like it
With
almost as much as the first one.
Dennis Quaid's in that one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
He said he had done so much cocaine. He said each shot in that film he had at least railed a line of coke for every shot in that film.
Wow.
He wasn't joking. He was fucked up.
Wow.
You could
That's
tell
crazy.
he was just like reacting like. Anyway, those got the juniors in it also.
Nice.
Jaws and SeaWorld. We started watching it and like there is a Brody in it, right? One of the brothers are in it, but they're
Brody
adults
brothers.
now.
Okay.
But it's not really held up that they're the same. I don't think it's the same actors in Part 4. I think it's different actors.
Probably.
I think it's back to the original actors or whatever.
Oh,
So
maybe.
it's like,
I don't know.
kind of just into the throwaway line you can just ignore. Like,
I don't know if I ever saw the fourth one. I know I saw the first three, but
Jaws Revenge is a slasher film with a
it's
shark.
been a long time. Just like Terminator is a slasher film with a cyborg.
Yes. I mean, in each movie,
Basically,
the shark
yeah.
gets bigger and bigger. So it's like it's a 20-foot shark, 25-foot shark in Jaws. In Jaws 2, it's the same shark.
Yeah.
In Jaws 3, it's 35-foot. In Jaws 4, for the Revenge, it's like a 45-foot shark. It's a monster.
Wow.
It's great.
Awesome.
Awful piece of shit film.
Fantastic. Sold.
It's the shark slowly kills the Brody family one person at a time. It's not convincing at all because at this point the fucking animatronics are ancient.
The shark has a list. Okay, I'm going after this guy.
It does. It does. It's like fuck.
Like, how the fuck would the shark know? Like, come on.
It can smell the blood of its enemies.
The reason why the shark's so fake is it's the ride fucking shark.
Is it the ride? Did they seriously use the ride shark for the movie?
They reskinned it, but yeah.
Oh my god.
It looks so bad. It's like it has a Tyrannosaurus roar and everything.
Oh my god.
So bad.
Now
So
I
bad.
really need to see this. I know I haven't seen that.
I watched Hamilton this morning.
Oh, nice. How was that?
I had no idea what to expect at all. I mean, like, there was people saying that it was like, oh, it's a great musical, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so I knew it's a musical.
Yeah.
All I knew going in.
Yeah.
Nobody told me what kind of style the music is.
Yeah.
Nobody told me what casting choice they did.
Mm-hmm.
So they cast all the white people, all the historical figures as people of color.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
And then all the bad guys are white people.
Ah, okay.
But all the slave owners are also people of color. So they've made this really complex narrative.
Interesting.
Interestingly, where in the same breath they're saying the bad guys are represented that way because they were the slave owners, and these people are vying for freedom because they're the slaves. Put in historical context, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, those slave owners, those people who are representing the slaves are also the slave owners.
Okay.
So it's like, it's a little complex.
Okay.
It's a little muddy. They're attempting a really interesting social commentary.
Yeah.
I think it's executed really well.
Nice.
It's a little muddy because I'm overthinking it, I think.
I've heard it's very good.
It's very good.
The only thing I've seen of it.
The second half is just all tears, by the way.
The only thing I've seen of it is when John Krasinski arranged for the entire cast of Hamilton to sing the main song for this little girl who was a fan who couldn't go to see the thing because of the lockdowns.
I saw that.
It's such a beautiful moment. And
Yes,
it was a great song. It's just amazing hearing them all just.
The music is amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, like everyone raves about it. It's amazing. It's
I'm not.
I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to tell you anything about it.
Yeah.
My job, who
Other than
works as security guard, is a second job for major shows and events, and he worked front door security for the 3 Broadway performances of Hamilton that came here to Ohio.
Nice.
And he said, yeah, it was the most amazing stage performance he had ever seen.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean,
I might have to check that out then. Even though I'm not
I hope this
usually
opens the floodgates.
into musicals, this sounds
this
really
is
interesting.
Because as a film, it was really well shot.
Yeah.
There was no, like, other times it's just like, here's a lockdown camera. But no.
Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah.
dollies and cranes.
That's what I heard,
yeah. People.
That
It's like a movie.
they've
but
done
it's on stage. You
like
know it's on
more.
stage.
Yeah.
But it's like a movie with that's also a stage.
That's cool.
It's really wild. I really, really suggest anyone go check it out. It's really, It was really
That's
good.
That's on Netflix right now?
That's on Disney Plus.
Oh, it's on Disney Plus.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Disney.
Well,
I hope
then.
we get more stage productions like shot like this. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
it
would
sounds
watch more of them.
that sounds really cool. I like that idea a lot. And
And then one of my crushes was like having a bad day, and so I was like, I asked if there was anything I could do. And so she's like, "Oh, you want to watch Jaws 2 with me?" I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll
there you
watch
go.
Jaws 2.
More
with you.
Jaws. Go.
So I watched Jaws 2 for the first time in like a decade.
It's been the
Still
week of
sucks.
killer fish.
I had like zero interest in seeing this movie ever again if I could help it. It's fucking. I just had no interest.
Really? Is it? Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't remember it
Yeah.
really. I know I've seen it, but not for a million
It's okay.
years.
No, number 3. It's not. It's no Jaws 3D.
No. It's not.
It's
So it's
better than
not
4.
cheesy enough. Is that it?
It's just like, I don't know, hard to explain. It's just
I recall
kind of
it.
anticlimactic.
I recall it being a decent enough sequel. At least they got Roy Scheider back. But But as I said,
And then-
I haven't seen it in forever, so I can't really
Yeah.
say objectively.
Roy Scheider's great. He's not the problem.
Oh, for sure.
The whole problem is the script is that kind of goes nowhere and just kind of ends.
Oh.
That's kind of
Okay.
anticlimactic. Is my
We're
point.
done now. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like,
Okay.
oh, you killed the shark. That was
Yeah.
kind of lame. Like, all right. Anyway, and then funny enough, I watched these in reverse order, and then I joined a live tweet of Jaws for the 4th of Jaws live.
So you literally watched them in reverse.
Yep.
Like fully in reverse. That's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen them all. I mean, I love fucking
Yeah,
Jaws.
of course.
5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, perfect
Yeah.
movie, even though it's totally not perfect.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing
Wonderful.
with the original Jaws, I mean, even though the animatronics are kind of dodgy at times, it's
Yeah.
the way it's filmed and the caliber of the acting and the tension and that's what makes Jaws so great.
A
You
lot
know?
of the animatronic flaws are only noticeable when you've seen it more than once.
Yeah.
In the moment
fair
I've seen it
enough,
one time,
yeah.
it's such a short cut
Yeah.
that you have only a moment to gather the basic information of shark, person, next you know, gore, right?
Yeah.
You see it the second time, you've already seen that part, so you're looking at something else.
Yeah.
That's okay, but that's just, you have to understand.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I know, like, even though they were having problems getting it to work properly, Spielberg just cut around it, essentially, as you say.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah,
just-
all the time, yep.
Just made it work. And if anything, that helped to make it scarier, because then you're technically seeing less of it, and thus more is being left to your imagination to fill in.
Absolutely.
And that makes
Absolutely.
it scarier. So, Spielberg knows how to do that.
So that was the last movie I watched. I finished that like an hour before here.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's like just finished. Excellent.
Mhm. Busy day.
Alrighty, so again, I didn't watch any movies this week. I'm actually gearing up for starting the Halloween reviews. So next week I will have watched a lot of movies, but I will say only a certain amount about them because they're going to be for Halloween reviews. I got the first stack of movies sitting next to me that are going to be part of this year's Halloween Fest. So what I did watch this week, because I watched the first few episodes when it was originally on, and I was like, okay, I'm buying this the second it comes out on Blu-ray. I didn't buy it the second it came out, but fairly close when it came out. I watched the complete series, every single episode ever produced of Swamp Thing from 2019, which
Nice.
sadly is only 10 episodes. everybody knows about the kerfuffle about this when it came out. It was one of the DC Universe launch shows, and it got canceled before it even aired. They were originally going to do 13 episodes. The order got cut down to 10, so they had to quickly wrap everything up. And then DC Universe, who the fuck?
Didn't even give it a chance.
Who the fuck even knows what's going on in DC Universe? It looks like all the DC Universe stuff is moving over to HBO Max now. So apparently there was some kind of big buyout in the middle of all of this launch of DC Universe, and the new owners were I think it was like AT&T bought fucking some big controlling stake in everything, and then they're just like, yeah, no. Even though there was all these different shows in the works. And so some suit somewhere, I guess, decided that they didn't want to continue financing Swamp Thing, which is fucking bullshit. Anyway.
Fuck that guy. I hope he falls down the up escalator forever.
Anyway, Hollywood politics aside, how was the show? Now, I'm coming at this, as you know, as a lifelong fan of Swamp Thing, the comics, the movies, the old TV show, everything.
So when you say it's shit, you know
That's
it's
right.
really
So
shit.
it's really no. Honestly, this if you're a fan of any and or all of the above, you are gonna love this show because it is such a loving amalgamation of elements from all the most popular and beloved iterations of the character. You have stuff from the Len Wein, Bernie Wrightson era, the original 70s era in there. You have stuff from the Martin Pasco era, pre-Alan Moore in there, which I was really surprised to see. I was like, holy shit, that's a character from Martin Pasco's run and not an insignificant character. And then it just starts to touch on the stuff from Alan Moore's run. So you hear things like they talk about the Green and stuff, which was, you know, sort of the interconnected nature that Swamp Thing is in tune with, which was largely introduced in Alan Moore's run. You have the Conclave, which was the organization responsible for the death of Alec Holland in the original comics. They're in it, including Nathan Ellery, the guy who headed up the Conclave. And the one that surprised me most of all, you have Avery Sunderland, who was head of the Sunderland Corporation, which was the big antagonist industrial guy that Swamp Thing was up against in Martin Pasco's run pre-Alan Moore. So you got Sunderland, you got the Conclave, you got the Green, you got the whole, I won't say what it is in case you don't know it, but anyone who knows the comics will know what I'm talking about. The big twist about the actual nature of what Swamp Thing is that was revealed in Alan Moore's first issue, that's in there, and it's handled beautifully. It's like almost like it evokes the same emotion as the comic book scene did. It's done so well. Thanks. Thanks for the host, TXE Clan TikTok. Appreciate it. And then in terms of guest characters, I mean, you got sort of main characters, like you got Matt Cable in there, you got Abby Arcane. You didn't have Anton Arcane. I'm guessing they were saving that for later. We'd find out more about Abby's family, and, you know, that would be introduced later. So they obviously had a plan. And one thing that really surprised me was as a guest character, and I'm guessing intended to be kind of a backdoor pilot, they also had Blue Devil.
Who's one of my favorite characters, by the way.
There you go. And they had Blue Devil.
Someone told me he was in there way before he was.
Okay, good. I had to say that because I was like, Skinslip, I have a feeling is going to really like this because it's one of those obscure characters that, you know,
I fucking love.
Had their own series a while ago and just kind of came and went.
18-issue series that no one remembers.
But the fact that they brought Blue Devil in, and in a not insignificant way,
like 38.
It's a wonderful, like, it works. It, like, they brought, the way this character is amalgamated into the Swamp Thing world is flawless, and I absolutely loved what they did with it. And they have Ian Ziering, actor that you may remember from way back in Beverly Hills 90210, and he's been in lots of other stuff. But great actor, really like him a lot, and he was perfect as this character. Like, he really, you know, really fit the part. but what a wonderful series, and they were really like, it really felt like they were world building throughout, and like taking all these elements from the comics and putting them into this big melting pot in a way that worked so well, having all these things brought together, and that they had a plan. They were building up to things that would, presumably pay off in other seasons. Oh, Jason Woodrue is in it as an incredibly important character over the course of the series. And
No Wood God? Fuck it. Not watching.
no Wood God. No, but I will say, make sure you keep watching until after the credits of the final episode, because that's the coda that you get. That at least.
Well, like, I think they had to cut out like Floronic Man or something like that. Like, I was like kind of bummed about that.
I will say again, watch until after the credits of the final episode.
They had to, like, there was supposed to be like a big important episode that they had to act that was with Floronic Man, apparently.
Watch until after the credits of the final episode.
Floronic Man's like an evil swamp thing, but different.
Yes. They are very obviously leading up to Floronic Man being the big nemesis for Swamp Thing. That is clearly the direction they were going. I will say this much. We do get to see the start of that, at least. So we don't completely get no payoff there. I almost wonder if they just added that in because they knew they were done. And it's like, we got to give the fans some kind of payoff here, because
I think so.
It felt like kind of an afterthought, but one that I was okay with, knowing that the future of the show is basically uncertain. Maybe it'll come back with CW picking up the first season. Who knows? But if not, then honestly, the 10 episodes we got are just so fucking good, and it's like, add it to the list of shows that were canceled far too soon, when they clearly could have been so much more. Like, this deserved like another 100 fucking episodes. Like, it was just so goddamn good. So in my frustration, depression, and elation, just such a mix of emotions watching this. Like, I'm loving this, but I'm bummed that I know it's only 10 episodes. I've also been rereading the Swamp Thing comics. I finished reading Volume 1 of the Bronze Age. I've started reading Volume 2 of the Bronze Age, which is really interesting to me because that's the volume that has all of the issues in between the two series that have never been collected before. So it's all new to me, which is pretty cool. It has like the Challengers of the Unknown run, the 7 issues that they did, the brief return of them, with which guest starred Swamp Thing. And I didn't realize this, but the Challenge of the Unknown story in that actually ties into some of the early issues of Swamp Thing and resolves a storyline from way back near the beginning of the original series, which is kind of cool. I didn't realize it was that heavily connected to everything. But
Nice.
But yeah, so anyway, I'm definitely enjoying reading those. Volume 3, which should contain the entire Martin Pascoe run, comes out, I believe, in February. So just kind of, I have it on pre-order already, but we're waiting on that. So, and that's all I watched. I just basically watched Swamp Thing, and other than that, I was, as you guys know, I was finishing up my playthrough of Last of Us Part 2, and then I've been editing the episodes, as well as editing some of the games that are going to be part of the Halloween Fest this year. Got a whole slew of scary games, some of which are already done, some of which I have yet to do. So, been just in editing hell for the past week.
I've been enjoying the Onimusha editing because of all the hilarious moments where you just get so fucking frustrated.
I know.
Indignantly upset. Just, are you kidding me?
Well, it's kind of like when I was fighting those. I was laughing about it too because it's like I'm fighting those like tentacle guys, and it's like they keep doing their cheap moves of like sticking their tentacle in the ground and grabbing my ankle, or like catching me with the tentacle and pinning me, or something like that.
Oh, I hate that.
So there's like this one part where I'm like, "Can you stop with these fucking cheap moves?" And then next cut is like, "Let go of me!"
That's great.
So yeah, so basically what I'm doing with that is there will be there's 2 episodes in particular where I'm just in these fucking gauntlets of hell, And the main episode of the playthrough will just be like the first failed run and the final successful run to keep the story moving along. But I'll be putting out director's cuts of both of those episodes with a montage of all the stuff that Stout's talking about. Just all the exclamations of indignation and just horrible fails and frustration and anger and rage. It's just be a 45 minutes of me screaming at the screen.
Without a doubt, my favorite moment in that whole playthrough was at the end, the last boss. Where you still hadn't figured out yet that
okay.
you can escape them when they're getting ready to incinerate you.
When they grab you and then incinerate you, yeah.
Escape it when it's getting ready to grab, after it's grabbed you, right?
Yeah.
And the second it grabbed you, you knew, or at least you thought that
figured, well, I'm done.
That's it. I'm dead. And so you, before it even happens, take your headphones off.
That will definitely be in there. Don't worry.
Sudden realization.
Probably the director's cut version. So yeah, if you like your epic fail and Z rage playing video games, keep an eye out for the director's cuts of those. They'll be posted after the main playthrough as a couple of bonuses. So yeah, should be lots of fun. They've been hell to edit though, because it's literally, is it that one gauntlet where I'm just going down level after level after level, wave after wave after wave of enemies. I think you were there, Skinslip, and you watched for a bit and you were laughing at my rage, and then you went to bed, and then you came back later, and I was still in that same fucking gauntlet, still. You're like, he's still doing this?
I woke up at 5 hours later and he was still fucking doing that.
Yeah, it took me like literally 5.5 hours to get through, but I did eventually do it. But holy shit, what? It definitely, I mean, you're literally descending through hell, and it was hell. But so worth it in the end. For that sword that was absolutely no help at all in defeating the final boss. that was the big reward for doing the thing. You get this cool sword. But, yeah, anyway. Look forward to that this Halloween season. There will be weekly episodes going up every week. I haven't decided on the day yet, but should be 9 parts, 1 a week. So enjoy that over the course of September and October. And there'll be other stuff as well. Of course, obviously, lots of movie reviews, more updates, and we're going to try to put some more comics into the mix for all 3 of you who enjoyed my comic reviews. And, yeah, it's all kind of, the plan is forming together now because we've only got a couple months to get everything ready. So, anyway, that's that. And what are you guys working on? What are you guys, it's not all about me, what are you guys working on this week? Skinslip, you got anything going on this week?
I've just been streaming.
Streaming?
Yeah, I try full-time streaming, playing various games, hanging out and talking to people. That's it.
There you go.
That's it.
So swing
Come
by.
hang out with me.
Go hang out with Skinslip if you get a chance. How about you, Stout? Anything going on this week?
I'm just working.
Okay.
Writing about tourism.
Awesome. Garbage, anything going on with you this week? Garbage gamer.
Work.
Work and then not work. Those are the things that are happening this week.
Excellent.
There's
That's
this
exciting.
Dropkick Murphy song called 10 Years of Service.
If you
and it just starts with them going, work, 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 work.
That's Stoud's life. So, if you guys don't already know, if you check the description for Saturday Night InSaNiTy, you can find links to everything else that the gang does here. So you can find us all over the interwebs. That's Skinslip's Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, everything else. And
YouTube just houses my Twitch archives. But
pretty
yes.
much, yeah. Same with Stout, and same with Garbage Gamer. So you can check out all of our stuff, old and new, there, and catch us whenever we're streaming, which basically just means really me and Skinslip. Garbage Gamer streams occasionally. Stout is like, what's streaming?
Yeah, he got set up and then he got a cushy job again.
He got a cushy job, so he just he puts us on in the background while he works. So Yeah. And anyone who thinks that live streaming is not a real job, go fuck yourself. You have no idea how much work we put into what we do.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I'm grinding away with 3 fucking viewers every day, you know.
I know. I mean,
2 years now.
I can't think of any other job where you would willingly put in like 16 hours a day on a regular basis unless it was something you really enjoyed.
I put in 183 hours last month. I'll have you know.
I was going to say 183 hours yesterday.
No, 183 hours I put into that.
Wow.
I created
That's
hours
crazy.
just to.
I had to bend the laws of space and time to get everything done.
That's right. He gets it.
Alrighty, folks. Have yourselves a wonderful day or night, and we'll see you next time. Those of you on Twitch, stick around. I'm going to be working on some stuff tonight, so we'll see you in just a few minutes. And those of you on YouTube, see you when we see you. Lots of fun adventures coming your way this week and every week on the Zarenizerak channel. And be sure to catch us on Twitch. We stream all the time, especially me and Skinslip, because we're crazy.
Yep.
We are crazy. Alrighty.
And stay strafe, everyone.
Stay strafe.
Straight.
Strafe.
Bye.